It was popping, y'all. It's your boy One Trey Rock. I'm about to start this little thing back up with me and my guy AK, man. You already know. Y'all remember Late Night from the Cave? Well, we bringing that back. So, I mean, y'all already know who I am. I'm pretty sure y'all already know who the other two guys are, but I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. I mean, one of the realest people you gonna ever meet, speak to. We got my guy AK, and we got Big Play Slay up in this joint tonight. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Go ahead, Slay.
Yeah, big place like on Twitter, Instagram, all that. Is a regular dude that's just on the YouTube platform, talks Birds and Lakers. Just I'm trying to be real as AK, but yeah, that's who I am.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Rock, I appreciate you bringing this back. I love having this with you. Me and you, we go good together. So, I always had fun doing this, and I'm glad we can start this back up again. But anyway, for everyone out there, I am AK Eagles from the Eagles Uncensored podcast. I may fuss and cuss, but you can count on me and my content like the fucking city bus. And if you like the Wagyu, subscribe too.
Yes,
Appreciate you,
sir.
man. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. Big game coming up tomorrow, man. Like the status around Philly right now is that we just gonna go in here and kick these dudes' ass, and for some reason I don't feel like it's gonna be that easy. I feel like this one gonna be a dogfight. Give me your first thoughts on the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington football team.
Who you want first, me or him?
Uh, Go ahead, AK.
Listen, man, I always go into every Sunday with a tiny bit of doubt, especially when it's the NFC East, no matter what the records are. Because when you play our divisional opponents, your records are wiped clean at that point. We always play each other tough. We all know that. Now, with that being said, I believe that the veteran leadership that we have on this team and the players that we possess, I really truly think that these guys know what they're in for. These guys know exactly what they're fighting for. And if anything, they're probably going to be more dangerous over these next 2 weeks than what they've ever been because they know exactly what they're fighting for. And it's something, like I said before, everybody doubted these guys. Everyone had them at the bottom. You know, Now it's their time to shut them all up. And I have us winning this one, bro, very easily. I won't give my score prediction now. I'll wait till the end, unless you want it now. But yeah,
Yeah, we could wait till the end. That's fine.
okay, yeah. I listen. I get it. They're getting Heineke back. They lost Gibson. Yes, they have McLaren, but they still are struggling. You saw last week Allen and who's the other guy?
Heineke.
No, the one that got the punch thrown at him.
Oh, damn, I can't remember his name right now. That
Jonathan
was that.
Allen,
That was
Jonathan
Jonathan
Yeah, it
Allen,
was
right?
Allen and who?
and Deron Payne.
Payne. Okay. First off, Allen and Payne, dude, they're two veterans on that line. These guys have been playing together a long time. You know what I'm saying? So they should be best friends. No lie. And they're swinging at each other. Like, dude, listen, I made it well known. Washington is not winning another championship until, um, oh, wow, his name totally slipped my mind. The owner of Washington, though. Dan Snyder. There we go.
Dan Snyder.
Until
Yep.
Dan Snyder is gone, Washington has no hope. I mean, you got to look at the corruption from up top, dude. That shit all just trickles down. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is an infectious organization, and it's showing. Like, it is very bad there. And listen, a lot of people can say, "Oh, this is going to be a positive," and they'll come out. You can't say that, man. Yeah, these guys have been through a lot this year. They had a lot of expectations put on their backs, saying they were going to be a top 10 defense, come out here and show the world what they were capable of, and they fell flat on their fucking faces. They are terrible, and they know it. And that matters, man. Egos have been hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, man down. So I'm just telling you, man, I understand, but when you look at both teams from a mental standpoint, bro, you gotta swing it in our favor, hands down. So that's how I look at it. Go ahead, Slay.
Oh yeah. Personally, man, I agree with AK. I was one of those guys that picked Washington going into this game until I saw that Antonio Gibson was not playing this game. Um, when that happened, yeah, I kind of know this is going to be an Eagles win. I mean, like, they don't have any running back out there that literally scares me. And, the running back position, you would think, like, it doesn't really matter that much in the receiving game, but it really does, because for a team like us, all you have to do is go short yardage, short yardage, short yardage, and then keep moving the clock. Get that time of
And aren't
possession.
they without their offensive tackle or guard too?
Right guard, yeah. One of
Right
their
guard.
Yep. Yeah. It's on the right side. That's all I know. But like, that's what hurts us, those little checkdowns. And their best running back isn't playing this game. And their best receiving back, JD McKissick, also isn't playing this game. So they're left down to their third string running back. So I don't personally know how they're gonna do in the receiving game. And I mean, Jonathan Gannon, he's been inconsistent this entire year, but all you have to do this game is blitz him. Like, you can play short coverage or soft zone, and you could still win this game. That's kind of how easy it is with Washington's offense. They got some players on that offense. They got McLaurin, of course, Ricky Seals-Jones. I just don't think that's enough to win them this game. And they have a lot of key pieces out for this game. And I think we have to manage and win this game, because if you don't, then that just messes up everything. They got players fighting on the sideline. There's no reason you should win this game.
I mean, when I played football,
Yeah.
Players fighting on the sideline and stuff like that wasn't rare at all. It happens. I mean, you got grown men with egos in that locker room. It's like they gonna hold each other accountable. You ain't feel like you was doing your job. I mean, I'm gonna address you on it. And sometimes it could get heated. I mean, I don't feel like that right there is the reason they're gonna lose this game. I feel like they're gonna lose this game because we the better football team. Like, to be honest, we the better football team. We have more going for ourselves. We have momentum. It's just the only thing that scares me is that they did get blew out like that last week. And if you have a coach like Ron Rivera, he gonna let y'all know this is not acceptable. They gonna come out ready to ball. I mean, it's maybe just me giving them a little bit too much credit because I'm a big Ron Rivera fan. But I mean, I feel like this game is gonna be a little bit harder than people think it is, especially with Miles Sanders down, with Jared Howard a little banged up. I mean, we're gonna have to rely on basically a rookie and a practice squad running back. So it's like, I mean, that's our biggest strength on this team is running the football. And we got two of our best runners down. It's gonna be kind of hard to move the football. So, I mean, I feel like we pull away late, but I feel like this is gonna be one of those knockdown drag out games. It's gonna be close all the way up to third-ish, almost fourth quarter. Then we pull away from them just because we got more talent than them. But I don't feel like it's gonna be as crazy as people think. I feel like we're gonna win this game. It's not gonna be by more than 14 points. So, I mean, I did, like I said, that's probably just me giving Ron Rivera too much credit. I don't know. But I feel like he's a great coach and he's going to have them boys ready to play, especially because they're at home.
No, I feel you, bro. Like, I love Ron as well. I think he's always been a great head coach, even when he was, with the Panthers. I've always liked Ron. How he manages his team, how he is with his players, he's a great guy. Great, great guy. All right, but listen, no matter how great Ron Rivera is, there's only so much you can do with this team at this moment. And that's something we have to realize. I mean, Ron is not a god. If he was, this team would be way better than what they were.
But he'll have a goddamn Super Bowl by now.
Right, yeah. But listen, he's one hell of a coach. I'm with you there, dude. I promise you he won't want it to happen. And it probably isn't going to be the game that, they had last week. But like I said, talent is very limited at this point for him. So there's only so much he can do. I mean, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with y'all, man. I want us to go in there and just blow these dudes out without no question, man. But
I hope they do. I hope.
I mean, personally, the only way we could lose this game is we don't blitz at all. And I only say that because Taylor Heineke, even though he's not a starting, I would say he's basically a fringe starter, but not like an actual franchise quarterback. I think what he's good at is if there's no blitz right there, then he could just sit back in the pocket, roll out, play action. That's all he could do, like for himself. And he has like good legs. So if we can't stop that, then that's something that you can control the time of possession with. But if we stop him and we blitz in this game, then I think we should take care of business. And if we should take care of business on offense,
But sir, what make you feel that confident about that about it being like that? Because the first time we went in there, we didn't really blow them dudes out either, and they had less players than they got now. So, I mean, I love the confidence around the city, around this football team, but it's like I don't feel like we're there yet. You get me? I don't feel like we're there yet. I feel like we fuck around too much. We let people stay in football games, and we got to fight to win at the end. It's like we're not one of those teams yet. You get me? Like if it was like a Kansas City going in there, a Green Bay going in there, I know for a fact they blowing Washington the fuck out. I know for a fact they are. But this team, they fuck around too much in the first two halves. I mean, sometimes that put us in bad situations. We got to fight back to take the lead. I mean, we got to hold teams off because they're so close when we really should be blowing these dudes out. So that's just me. I don't know. That's just me. How y'all feel about that?
I 100% agree with you, man. I do. It is bad because there is sometimes we should have blown people out. We didn't. But you know what? It's bound to happen any week, and here's to it being that week, hopefully. It's a brand new year. It's 2022. 21 is behind us. Hopefully, the new year is what makes them get it together. You know what I'm saying? So,
let me ask you a question, though, Rock. In that game when we played Washington a couple weeks ago, what was the sole reason they did anything on offense?
It was because our offense turned the ball over our first two drives.
Right. So the only real guy that was doing anything in that game on offense for them was Antonio Gibson. And that was because of his receiving. He had one touchdown rushing, but he was destroying us personally in the receiving game. I mean, even though he had like 3 to 4 catches, it felt like he was destroying us. And he ain't playing this game. And you might say McLaurin, he's going to destroy Slay, but the last time him and Slay met in a one-on-one, he only had 1 catch against Slay, and that was that 30, 40-yard bomb. And then Slay locked him out. He locked them down the entire game. So, there's really nothing they can do on offense. So it's a matter of if we can be a smart football team on offense and Jalen Hurts doesn't make terrible decisions, or we play good.
And Pumper makes a valid point right there, man. Listen, Dan Snyder is a fucking snake. It would not be below him to sit there and lose these last 2 games on purpose for a better draft pick. I'm telling you right now, he is that type of GM. He will do that shit. And you know that.
I always hated Washington, man. I hated Washington when they had Santana Moss, all those dudes. I hated those dudes, bro. I hated those because they was a trash team. It's just every time they played the Eagles, he used to go off on us. I used to be mad as hell.
Yeah.
Y'all letting these bum-ass Jason Campbell cooking us. I'm like, oh my God.
That was Jason Campbell in the Madden games. That was that dude. He was amazing. Like he wasn't amazing, but like he was solid, bro. They put him in the Madden game and everything. That was like when Madden like 12 and stuff was out. Madden 13, 14, 15. Jason
I used to be sick. We get cooked by Kerry Collins. I'm like, oh my god, I hated watching.
Don't
They couldn't
disrespect
never beat us
Kerry,
though. They used to play us so tough every year. Them and the Giants. They be like, yo,
You got to give Kerry credit though, man. I mean, he is a Penn Stater here. Come on.
yeah. I love Kerry Collins. I just hated
Kerry-
when we played
Kerry
against
was
him.
actually pretty nasty for.
Remember that safety that they had? What was his name? I forgot his name. It's like Landry or something. And he was always like a hard hitting safety for one.
Oh, LaRon Landry.
Yeah, LaRon Landry, him. Yeah, he was decent. I mean, they put him in the bad game as well. They had a couple guys that was like 96 overall.
LaRon Landry couldn't cover for crack though. He was in the box safety.
Yeah.
Nina,
I like him though. I like it.
I have not seen his speech yet. I've heard it was good. I don't know if these two have seen it, but I know I haven't.
I haven't.
Yeah, but I definitely have it saved to watch, so I will let you know when I watch it, how I feel. But yeah, I heard it was really good. Did you see it, Rock?
Nah, this is my first time hearing about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna watch it as soon as we get done.
Yeah, it came out today. I seen it come out. I just haven't watched it yet.
Let me get a shout out to everybody in the chat though, real quick before we move on.
Heck yeah.
Foothills, what's good, my guy? Vic, Sora, Gio, what's good? How you doing, Nina? Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
New Year to everyone.
Jakes. Let's get it, y'all. Jordy, what's up, yo?
Sports
Let's
comment.
get it though. I mean,
Sports
it's like, yo, to me, there's no reason we should go in there and lose this football game. But I say that week after week after week, and we always find a way to be in dogfights. So it's like, I mean, and like me and AK been saying this since the beginning of this season. I don't look past no game. So it's like, it's week by week to me. Like, I always been like that as a football player, as a football fan, anything basketball, anything I like, put my time into, I never look past. Like even that 2017 season, I was like, all right, we look good. But, I mean, how long this gonna last? I mean, because you see Arizona, they started off hot. Bro, they've been struggling down the stretch. They look like a very, very, very beatable team right now.
They lost.
They gonna come in there and get waxed in the first round. That's what it looked like.
Oh, they won and done for sure, bro.
Because they lost D-Hop. That's why.
It's not just D-Hop though, because one player don't make a football team. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff around that. A lot of stuff around that. Like if you let one player make your football team, you will never be a good football team. You'll never be a good football team unless it's like a quarterback or something. A wide receiver shouldn't change your whole team. Losing a wide receiver shouldn't change your whole team. Like, I mean, like Robert Woods going down. The Rams still look okay. They still look good. They still look like a good offense. And Robert Woods was, I mean, believe it or not, Robert Woods was more important to that offense than Cooper Kupp was. I mean, he was their third down receiver, get those tough yards. He'd go up and get a pass. He always was open. Now you got Odell trying to fit in there, and I feel like they're doing well with that transition. But one player shouldn't make your football team. That's just like Carson going down in the 17 year. He still had solid football team around that dude. So it really didn't matter. We was destined to win that Super Bowl regardless. So, I mean, I'm just saying, though, if one player make your team look good or look bad, I mean, you're not a good football team.
I agree with that, Rock, but look at Kyler Murray's progression. I mean, he had DeAndre Hopkins last year. And one thing about DeAndre Hopkins is as soon as he gets off the line of scrimmage, he gets attention as soon as he gets off the line of scrimmage. Like corners, safeties are always around that guy. Like he's not even open and he catches the ball. That's how good he is. Like D-Hop, you could throw it in double coverage, triple coverage, he still catches the ball. And look at Kyler Murray without him right now. He don't look that good.
Yeah. But you know what that also says about Kyler Murray, though, Slay?
That he's not that good. That he's okay, decent.
Just think about it. I mean, he's still got legitimate wide receivers there other than Hopkins. He also has
True.
Ertz, and he's got
But
Carr.
Hopkins opened up most of
I
the
understand that, but don't sit here and act like he still don't have weapons. He has plenty of freaking weapons. And with all those weapons and as talented as this kid's supposed to be, then he damn sure should be winning more football games right now than what he is. And that's just facts.
I agree with that. I just don't think he has like. Well, you get what I'm saying though. Like D Hop.
No, I don't. He has Zach Ertz. He has AJ Green. He has Christian Kirk, and he has more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's better than most people's
James
rosters.
Conner out the backfield.
Yeah, you got Connor. I mean, dude, his roster without Hopkins is still better than half the NFL's roster. If you can't win just because Hopkins goes out, you're not a franchise quarterback. I hate to tell you. I'm sorry. He should be able to win with the weapons he has right now.
Hey man, I don't know about Kyler Murray though. He's got talent. The talent's there, but like,
yeah, but he can't do anything with it, obviously, right at this moment, right? Because he's losing. I mean, at this point in time, the Cardinals look really bad, like one and done type bad. They're gonna go into Tampa and get their asses whipped, and they're gonna be like, "What the heck happened?" Well, you gotta look at it.
Because y'all foot like it's 17 weeks in the season. You gotta know that some dude's not gonna be there all 17 of them weeks, man. So you're gonna have to make it work. AJ Green still could be a number one anywhere. Why y'all didn't make him the focal point? You got explosive dudes like Christian Kirk, Rondell Moore. James Conner been hooping when he was in there, scoring like 2-3 touchdowns a game. It's like y'all finding more ways to lose than to win. It's like.
Right.
It's like even in that Indianapolis game, they gave that game away. They were supposed to win that game. They gave that game away. Indianapolis gave them the ball back like on three different occasions. They couldn't do nothing with the football. So it's like I don't feel like Arizona, and it's not just that easy for you to just click it on in the playoffs like that. I mean, you're gonna look like the team you are heading into the playoffs, and I feel like the way they look right now, I don't even see them winning the game. To be honest. Yeah. And they was one of the hottest teams to start the season through like the first 12 weeks of the season. So it's
let's not forget. I mean, this team lost to the Lions, and they got demolished by the Lions.
So since you just said that though, how you feel about the San Diego Chargers right now?
Chargers, I don't think they're that much of a great team. I think they have a lot of talent on that team. I just don't think they're that like special.
And they were one of those teams that started off hot too. So it's like I feel like we hitting our stride at the right point in the season. It's like, I mean, we took our lumps at the beginning, but right now this is the most important part. Ain't no team gonna want to see the Philadelphia Eagles how we running the football dudes right now. So it's like, I mean, I feel like we really, really, really can make some noise in these playoffs, but we're gonna have to get our shit together, man. We can't be starting off games. 2 straight turnovers on 2 possessions is like, especially not to know Washington football team that was depleted like that. Now imagine you go up against the Dallas Cowboys. They got nothing but playmakers on their defense. You turn that football over, they got one of the top 3 offenses in the NFL.
Yep.
That we're not getting the football back with only down by 3. It's gonna be 14-0. So, I mean, these are the games right here when we should be getting our shit together. It's like. This Washington game, that Giants game last week. There still was a lot of stuff I saw in that Giants game that we need to improve on. Even though we blew them dudes out, but it's still a lot we need to improve on. I mean, for us to get where we need to go, and even this week losing our 2 starting running backs, that's gonna be a hell of a time too. Trying to move the football on a NFL defense. So, I mean, I hope hopefully Nick Sirianni get this team where they need to be at this point of the season, and all the guys that went down, we still would be cool off of that. You get me? We still would be cool off of that because I don't want to go in here and then we got to fight to beat the Washington football team. I don't want to go in here fighting with these dudes, but we should be running them off the field, getting ready for next week.
Yeah.
We're losing guys, unnecessary injuries and stuff like that because we gotta fight so hard to beat this mediocre football team. So I mean, I can't call it right now. It's just I didn't see too much bad from the Eagles to really just give them that up right now.
I want to say this, and this is with
He
all
probably
just
gonna suit up though, sir. But he's not gonna play that this week. I promise you. He gonna get a couple of snaps, but he's not gonna be Jared Howard. I promise you that.
I'm being truthful here, and I don't want people to pick it apart and be like, "Oh, he doesn't think we're going to win in the playoffs." I'm not saying that, but when I say this, this is what I'm trying to tell you. That's truthful about how I look at the season. Okay, whether we win in the wild card or not, it's already a winning season to me.
Agreed.
Because when you look at this team and all the doubt that was put on them, and all the expectations and how low everyone thought this team would be. And this team clinches a playoff spot, you've already won. Because you literally defied all the odds everyone stacked against you all season long. Even though it wasn't pretty at times, you got it done. And you did it enough to get in. And to me, man, that's a win. Because this team, like you said, in all honesty, we're not built to go against Green Bay. We're not. Everybody knows that. I mean, when you look at the roster comparisons, we're not to go against Green Bay. We're not built to go against some of these high-end, top-end teams. But we could do it if we believe enough. But that's the point, though. They've already won because they've done shit that people already thought they weren't even going to do. Like everybody had us having the first overall pick or in the top 5 at least. Well, they've proven a lot of people wrong so far, and I'm proud of them.
I mean, personally, I think the Dallas Cowboys, I think that's such an overrated team. I mean, personally, I think they have a loaded and talented roster, but I just don't think they're playoff built. I think they have a couple guys that can help them in the playoffs. Zeke 100% is a playoff type of player. He is one of those downhill type of runners that you just cannot stop. Really good player, but my thing with the Dallas Cowboys is all you have to do against the Dallas Cowboys is just run inside their interior, their defensive linemen, and just keep doing that. And if they can't stop it, then that's game over because you're just taking the time of possession. You're making the defense tired. And that's just putting more pressure on, the Cowboys offense. And sometimes the Cowboys offense could be shaky. Dak, all props in respect to him. He's a good quarterback, but he can get shaky here and there. I mean, he's had his moments where he doesn't look like a franchise quarterback. And, I think Dallas, they have a talented roster, but I just don't think they can beat a team like Green Bay. And I think we might have a shot against Dallas because we have to just use the time of possession and kind of take that in our advantage and just keep running the ball inside their defensive linemen, the inside of the interior.
I mean, that's easy to say, but it's you gotta understand that the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And I hate these dudes to death, but they got a lot of game changers on defense and offense. They're more set up to win in the playoffs than we are, to be honest.
Oh,
I agree. Yeah.
They're more set up to win in the playoffs than we are because all it takes is for your big time playmakers to make big plays. We got dudes that fit kind of systematically, but as far as our defense, I only really see 2 playmakers on our defense, to be honest. Well, 1.5. Darius Slay and Josh Sweat. They're the only ones. Josh Sweat can change a football game. He's not consistent at all. But he can change a football game. But the only really playmaker, that's what you in the playoffs, regular season, you could get through wins with just average players and stuff like that. But once playoff time comes, you're gonna need them big time playmakers to make big time plays. And you look at a Micah Parsons, you look at a Diggs. Them dudes, they playmakers they just got playmakers all over the field. CeeDee Lamb, Mari Cooper, Ezekiel Elliott. Like they got playmakers all over the field, and that's really they really set up to win in the playoffs more than we are. Because if it gets to a point where a team just gonna say F it, we just gonna stack, we gonna just put 8-9 men in the box, go ahead and try to run on that. We're gonna force Jalen Hurts to beat us. You can't force Dak Prescott to beat you because he can beat you with his arm. You gotta actually play defense against these dudes. So it's like, I mean, I feel like they're more set up to win than us. And I hate the Cowboys with a passion, but I respect the game of football more than anything. So, I mean, that's how I feel.
Do you know how you beat the Cowboys? It's plain and simple. You have to have the perfect game. You have to call the perfect game. And I mean, you score on every offensive drive when you have the ball.
Facts.
Okay? And then your defense plays their ass off, the game of their life. And you pray to God that out of 4 quarters, they can stop them one time. Just once.
Mm-hmm.
That is how you win.
Facts. And that's kind of hard to do, man.
Yeah.
I mean, sports
Good luck
with
with
karma.
Good luck with that. That's all I'm saying. Good luck.
Sports with karma. I get that they have a good defensive line, but they don't got no defensive tackles that scares me. Like they got Neville Gallimore and maybe what like some guys on that D line that scares me. Micah Parsons, of course, Lawrence here and there, yeah. Gregory, 100%, Randy Gregory, but they don't got no defensive tackles that kind of blows you away. They don't got someone that could just be that like stopper in the A gap. Like they don't have a run stuffer.
But big play. You see how you just named all them players? Now try to do that with us on defense. See?
I mean, true. Yeah, I get that.
See, you just named what? Randy Gregory, DeMarcus Lawrence, Michael Parsons, Neville Gallimore is a dog in that middle. I don't know what you're talking about.
But he can't stop Howard in the middle, though. He can't. I know he can't. I know he can't stop that dude in the middle.
They're a solid football team, bro.
Man, not taking that away from them. But
that's gonna be a tough outing for anybody who play these dudes. It's like it's really gonna be a tough outing. You just gotta hope and pray that Dak Prescott look average as hell. What you've been doing in the past couple of weeks, he's been looking average. I mean, but they still been winning despite him. But you seen the games from Dak Prescott when he went off though. They really was unstoppable in those games.
Yeah, for sure. But if you look at a Green Bay team, if they take their number one weapons out of the game, and it comes down to Dak and just Dak himself, and he has to beat you, he can get shaky. Like, I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback, but he's never proven to be a clutch quarterback. Like, he's never shown me clutch.
I agree with you.
No, I get it. I do.
But you can't say take their number one. You can't say take their number one weapon away. They got 3 wide receivers that can start on any football team in the NFL.
I get that.
Listen, bro. I want to state something very clearly here for everyone. I fucking hate Dallas, and I hate them even far more worse now because they got CeeDee Lamb. Yo, that kid is a monster. Oh my God.
Mismatch nightmare, bro.
Fuck Amari Cooper, man. Trade his ass away. You don't need him no more. Like, holy shit. That kid is going to be phenomenal. I'm telling you.
Justin Jefferson better. Justin Jefferson way better. Just had to throw that in there.
I ain't gonna say way better.
Bro,
he's better than him though.
Is a dog, bro. That dude, he is 100-yard baller. Like, he's so goddamn good, bro. Jefferson is a dog.
Said Green Bay defense can't stop the run they got in the shootout with Lamar Jackson back up and Mayfield throwing 4 interceptions. That's facts though. And you still got to understand too, no matter how good Rasul Douglas playing, you got to know his weaknesses too. He can't cover speed at all. If I'm Dallas, I'm putting Gallup over there on him all day.
Yeah.
But
Go
they
ahead, man.
also
Just run fly routes all day. Make them cover you.
Rock. They also got Jair Alexander, a top 10 corner in the NFL. You got to also throw that in there. And he definitely got it. He's gonna be healthy in the playoffs for the Packers.
No, I'm saying he Jair Alexander is gonna be on one side of the field. You know where you're gonna be at.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, he gonna be on Amari Cooper. That's why I said Dallas got 3 starting wide receivers that can start on any foot. They could be the number 1 on any football team.
Shit,
You know how good
who's the other corner they have
they
besides?
got.
Douglas,
Rasul
Eric
Douglas. They
Stokes.
got King.
Stokes.
I mean, not King. They got Rasul Douglas, and they got the corner from Georgia. What's his name?
Eric Stokes.
Eric Stokes.
Eric
Yep.
Stokes. Yeah. That's who I was thinking of. Yeah, Stokes. I mean, he's not too bad either.
I like Stokes. He fast as hell. I think
He's
they got him playing in the slot. I mean, the nickel right now.
So I think out
mean,
of all the playoff teams, though, when you talk about corners, Green Bay is actually pretty well equipped to handle in the pass game.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have weaknesses, yes, but when it comes down to 3 corners versus 3 wide receivers, that's probably the best tandem you're going to get right there. And I would love to see that go down. I would love to see Green Bay versus Dallas. No lie.
I would too.
But,
shit, I want to see us against Green Bay, to be honest.
yeah. What that's what sucks is we're playing Dallas. So for that to happen, we would have to lose. And that,
Bro,
Yeah, we had to go
Aaron
through
Rodgers
Dallas.
is throwing 7 touchdowns
Yeah.
on us, bro. I don't care what.
I wanted us to go up to that 6 seed because if we go to 6, who will you play? Tampa Bay, right?
No, the Rams.
The Rams.
Yeah.
I like our chances against the Rams. Rams, they soft for real. They defense soft for real.
I don't know about that, man.
I would fear Cooper Kupp, bro.
Cooper Kupp is gonna have his
You know
own.
what? I'm gonna tell you what. That would be a sick matchup. Maddox versus Kupp. I would love to see that. I wouldn't lie.
I was saying, like, their offense is fine. I'm talking about their defense. I didn't see any team run up and down the field on the Rams. I think San Fran had like over 250 rushing yards on them in one game.
Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah.
You know, Von Miller not a good run stopper. He a pass rusher. So
I mean, Rock. All they got to do against us is take Devontae Smith out the game, and you got Goddard, but your best bet if you're the Rams, if you play us, is take Devontae Smith out the game, which you can't because you have the best corner in the NFL.
I would love to see Ramsey versus Smith.
Yeah,
Ramsey's. I would love to see that, bro. I know Ramsey would probably take him to school a couple times. I mean, it is Ramsey, but still, I would love to see Smith get him. I really would, just to see what happens. It would be. They
don't even play Ramsey that way no more though. They play him as like an extra safety for him. They put him in like an extra safety / linebacker. He rarely play on the corner anymore. It's like he try to control the middle of the field. They blitz him. They use him as like a dog linebacker.
Man, I have not watched the Rams this year, honestly.
Bro, Ramsey is so goddamn good, bro. Like, he's a defensive guru, bro. Like, if you want to play defense and you want to play it well, just take notes from the best corner in the NFL, Jalen Ramsey. That dude is a dog. Like, he can guard your best receiver any day of the week. He can tackle something Darius Slay can't do. Yeah.
I'm trying to disrespect big play like that, bro.
Yo, he can't tackle for anything. I've seen him miss like so many tackles in his career. I love him though.
Yeah, like I like on some real, and I'm gonna be honest. I like us against any team in the playoffs right now. If we could stick to that heavy run situation. I mean, we don't got to put too much on in Jalen hands. I like us against any team in the playoffs. I mean, we play solid defense. Our defense really been holding guys down for real, like the under 17 points for the most part.
Yep.
So if we could take that formula into the playoffs, I like us against anybody because Tampa Bay beat up. Dallas, they a solid team. The Rams kind of beat up. It's like we get in the playoffs, we can get guys back like Miles and all them dudes. I feel like we go into these playoffs and we make some noise. For real, for real.
Oh yeah, no lie, bro. If we get Miles back and Jordan's back healthy come playoff time, I'm 100% behind you. I'm all percent behind it. I have all the faith in the world. But if we got to go in without Miles and without Jordan, I'm not as confident.
Yeah.
Like,
But did he break his hand or did he fracture it?
No, he broke his hand.
he
He
broke it.
broke his hand.
He
Mm.
broke it. I mean, he could possibly do it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you got to realize something. NFL players have technology available to them in the medical field that we can't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can do some crazy shit for real, for real. So, it wouldn't be far fetched if he could make it back, but I don't know, man. A broken hand's a broken hand, and I believe it's his carrying hand as well, which makes it even worse.
The only team I'm not scared of at all is the Cardinals. The only thing that scares me about them is they can do pitches and end arounds, and that can get you like those 10-yard plays, but they just don't scare me because they don't got no rush defense whatsoever. And they
I
don't
can't
have that much defense.
I can't do. I want them to get knocked out in the first round. I could not stand them upsetting Tampa, and then we would have to play Zach Ertz. I couldn't do that to him, man. That's tough. You can't ask me to do that. Just let them lose first off.
I agree.
I don't want to be the disappointment to Ertz's end in the playoffs, man. I don't want to do that to him.
You saw how Hurts was when they lost to Indianapolis. He was pissed off. He wanted to get Carson bad.
Wait, does he?
Yo, imagine that though. If we would have to face them, and we traded him to Arizona, thinking, hey, that we're and in all honesty, I believe we did do it because how good they were at the time, and we were like, hey, we're going to send you to a good team at least, you know, for everything you've done for us and make up how shitty we've been to you lately. You know what I mean? And then they going on this hard downhill spiral, and we're on an up climb, and then we end up meeting them in the playoffs and beating them. And all along, he could have stayed with us and been where he's at. And it's like, dude, isn't that fucking ironic and hurtful at the same time?
What's his contract looking like? Ertz, I thought is he there for another year for him?
I don't know. I have no idea, man. That's something you got to Google.
He signed like a 3 or when he was with us, right? He signed like a 3-4 year deal. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta check his contract. Do you know, Rock?
What, Zach Ertz contract?
Yeah, like how, like when we signed him a couple years ago, like did we sign him to like 3-4 year deal?
Yeah, when we signed, I think he got 2 more years left on his contract.
Right,
so it'll be this year, and I think next year they have to extend him or he could play his contract out. But I think they probably gonna end up extending him though 9 times out of 10.
Powerful.
Who else they got? They traded away their other dude. He went to Jacksonville, right?
Yeah.
Dan Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, when you trade away him, that's pretty much telling you, hey, we're rolling with Ertz at that point. You would have to think.
I mean, they got that other tight end that got injured for the entire season, Max Williams. But they still
I like Max Williams. He came from Baltimore, right?
Yep.
He
I like Max Williams, but
trumps all, man.
Yeah, he gonna be the tight end too behind Ertz. I would like that behind him. That'll be underrated.
Yeah. So this is what I want to know from y'all. Because I feel strongly that we gonna make the playoffs. Like we gonna stay at this either 7 or move up to 6, depending. Because I know Kirk Cousins not playing this week. Jimmy Garoppolo not playing this week. So it could be a possibility where San Francisco lose and Minnesota lose, and we'll move up. Well, I think that'll move us up to the 6, right? The 6th spot. So what would the Philadelphia Eagles need to do to get into the playoffs? I mean, once we get into the playoffs, I mean, pull a couple wins out of this thing. Like, don't just go out in the first round. What do you think needs to happen from a player standpoint, coach's standpoint, just the team, period?
I would say go back, study exactly what you've done for at least the last 5 to 7 weeks, and continue doing that. Running the ball, using play action, using motions, do a little trickery. Defensive wise, like you said, we've held everybody to pretty much under 21 points so far lately. Granted, they have been shitty teams, but hey, it is what it is. We don't make our schedule. I'm tired of
Right.
hearing that excuse. We're given a schedule and we have to play by it. It's not our fault they're crappy. It is what it is. So, you know, when I see it all, I just say, just keep playing the game that you've been playing lately. And don't strive away from it. Even if they shut the run game down at the start, keep going. Eventually, you'll wear them down. That's what our O line does. They're big human beings. That's what we drafted them for, and that's what they're gonna be here for a long time, to wear people down. So eventually, you'll start breaking it free. But like pass the ball, obviously, to keep them honest. You know, but yeah, man, just keep doing what you're doing. I really think they've improved over these last 5 weeks, especially. So I just want to keep seeing that.
Go ahead, big play.
Um, I mean, right now, all you have to do is control your own destiny. That's what you got to do. Just win out. I mean, like AK said, if you just win right now, then that's good for you because that's just helping you get to the playoffs a little bit more, and that just helps your playoff like standing and stuff just a little bit easier. And I think we would need the Niners to win this game because of strength of schedule and stuff. All that. We don't want everything to mess up in the playoffs, but it could
Yeah,
be.
can y'all explain that to me? Because the 49ers are they an NFC team, but the Houston Texans are in the AFC. So how would the 49ers win and help us?
No, because it helps us because like for strength of schedule, since we played most of the NFC teams, it's like if you have more wins than that team in the NFC, then that just pushes you like a little bit higher. So it's based off of like the schedule and stuff.
Oh,
That's
I
what.
get what you said. So
Yeah.
I mean, being as though they had a tougher schedule than us and we had more wins than them, that'll push us forward.
Think so.
That's crazy. I never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's weird. Like the Saints, I think they're in this like thing too. It's between us, the Niners, and the Saints. So it's like strength of schedule because all three of these teams, like we met each other, in the last year. So it's because we beat the Saints and we lost to the Niners, and it's more like in your own conference. If you have more wins in your conference than that team does, and that just pushes you more in like the playoffs and stuff.
Oh crap. I
It's,
never heard of that
it's
before.
weird to me.
I don't understand it either, Rock. You're not the only one, so don't feel bad. And I don't give a shit how it works. As long as it's our favor, hey, I'm all for
Right. Because I ain't never heard of that ever in football.
it. I haven't either, bro. You're not the first.
But yeah, the way I feel, man, it's just I feel like the players gotta trust each other a little bit more.
Yep.
If everybody do their job, this thing will be a little bit easier. It's like nobody should try to be a superstar. Do what got you here. Just like I heard a lot of dudes saying we should take Steven Nelson out and put Zach McPherson in. I'm like, why? Like first of all, Zach McPherson a rookie. So if you was gonna do that, you should have did it earlier in the year so you could add some more game experience. Not around playoff time. It's like that don't make sense at all.
Yeah.
We gotta get more out of Joshua and Derek Barnett, man. We got to. These dudes, they've been getting locked down. They be getting locked down too easy. It's like it was games where they were a non-factor. Our whole defensive line was a non-factor. You can't have that in the playoffs. Everybody gonna have to come to play. We need to run some more stunts up front. Get a little bit more creative instead of just straight pass rushing everybody. Bring a little bit more exotic blitzes, hide the blitz, stuff like that. Like these coaches is gonna have to get creative with this defense and this offense.
Yeah.
Well, not really the offense. The offense, I feel like we could bully dudes up front. That's all you ask from your offensive line. Bully dudes up front. But the defense, it's gonna be times we gonna play quarterbacks that's not Tyler Heineke, that's not Jake Fromm. There's not dudes like that. You can't just feast on. You gonna actually have to play good defense. And I feel like that's where we struggled at all year. Going against quarterbacks that's like above average to elite. So
Yeah.
I mean it sounds like we the way we run our offense, bro, we should be dominating teams. It's just I feel like Nick Sirianni takes a little bit too long to realize that we're a dominant team up front. We can run the football on anybody. Cold weather, dome weather, Miami with 90 degrees. Running the ball travels in any kind of weather, in any kind of situation, running the football, home, away. It's just like we really could just dominate dudes, but sometimes it feel like they get in their own way. They get in their own way, man. And then later on in the game, they fall into the game plan they really wanted to do. But why not start off the game like that? Establish your dominance. I mean, that'll ease it up. That'll ease everything up for Hurts, your wide receivers, your defense. That'll ease everything up for the dudes because now people fear so much of you running the football. Now it opens up a Devontae Smith, a Quez Watkins, a Rager, Dallas Goddard because it's play action pass. You run into football, you're gonna easily be able to run play action. So, I mean, I feel like we just stick to what got us here, and it should be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a 3-down defensive end for real. We really don't have that right now. I mean, our best 3-down defensive end, well, Brandon Graham, he's out for the season, and that dude can stop both the run and he can stop quarterbacks on play action. Like Brandon Graham is one of our best defensive ends of all time. Like that dude's a dog. But we don't have him right now, and he's a playoff type of player. He has experience. He can share it to some of the guys, but right now it just doesn't look like Derek Barnett has confidence. And it, as you said, Rock, sometimes Josh Sweat, as much as I love him, he could be a non-factor. And that goes the same thing for, Derek Barnett. And Derek Barnett, he has that one move, and you can stop him. That one little move that he does, that chop block. If you could stop that, then I don't know. Yeah, but we don't got that 3-down defensive end.
I agree, man. I agree. All right, let's do something a little fun then. Give me your favorite Eagles team of all time.
Woo.
And why? Why are they your favorite? Give me the reason why they're your favorite team of all time as well. Go ahead, AK. We're gonna start with you. That is hard, right?
He lagged out.
Listen, man, I was a huge Michael. Did I?
You lagged out just a little bit, but you good.
You there, AK?
No, I'm here. Sorry.
Yeah, he lagged out.
We're gonna start with you then, Big Play.
I mean, personally, man, I wasn't around for the 90s and stuff, but this is a hard one. 2001, you could say we were good around then. 2003. Man, this is hard. I'm not even gonna lie. This is very hard.
Too many of them, right?
Yeah. 2004, we were a good team, really good team. I gotta say 2004, and even though I wasn't around back then, Like some watching like some of those highlights, that team was like really good, man. We signed T.O. that year. We had Javon Curse. We had Jeremiah Trotter. And we had a couple guys in that season, that 2004 season. We went 13-3, and we lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And we could have won that game, honestly, but some things just didn't go right. I gotta say that 2014, man, that team was really good. And I'm not gonna say that 2017 team. Of course, everyone's gonna say that, but like that 2014, man, it was filled with just a bunch of talent on that team. Trotter, Javon Curse, as I said, T.O., all those guys, man.
Yeah, I gotta agree, man. I love that team, man. Go ahead, AK.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that.
That's good.
No, mine was definitely the dream team, man. You know, I I loved Michael Vick growing up. You know, I loved watching him play football. And when he became an Eagle, I was ecstatic as hell. I won't lie. I was happy. And, you know, having Deshaun Jackson and McCoy and, Selleck and just our defense, like it just, even though it didn't work out, man, that was one of my most favorite teams to watch.
It's hard, man. It's crazy. It's hard because the Eagles had so many football teams that I love. But I gotta go. I gotta go with that year we went to the Super Bowl, the first one with the Patriots game.
Mm-hmm.
That team right there, bro. That was one of my favorite teams of all time, especially because Dawkins was in his prime. I think Javon Curse.
Yep, Javon Curse. Yeah.
We had Javon Curse. We had
Jeremiah Trotter. T.O.
Bro, T.O. Westbrook.
Yep.
Bro, we had that was the perfect team, bro. I thought for sure that year we was gonna win the Super Bowl because we was dominating teams. We was putting up 40 plus on teams. We was dominating them on defense, holding down every team under 10 points. It was like we really couldn't be stopped that year. But once we lost T.O., I was like, oh my God. Once he broke his ankle, I didn't think we was gonna make it to the Super Bowl after that. But Westbrook was going off. Westbrook after we lost Westbrook, T.O. for the remainder of the season, Westbrook had his best numbers of his career. Like dude was catching for over 100 yards, rushing for over 100 yards in the same game, week after week after week. I was like, bro, this team stepped it up to a whole nother level, man. Like, Brian Dawkins is really the reason I love football. He really the reason I love football because Brian Dawkins looks like on the field, he looks like a huge dude, but he's really a small guy for real.
Yeah.
And he was just running around just putting his body on the line. He really was an animal on the field. It was like he made me love football. Like, I'll go in there and watch Brian Dawkins, and then I'll go outside. I try to do everything I seen him do. The whole time, I'm like 5'4", 145 pounds. Running around trying to throw my body at dudes and everything. He just made me made it fun to watch football. And I don't think we had a safety like him since. The closest thing we had to him was like Malcolm Jenkins. But I don't think we had a safety like Brian. I don't think it's really gonna ever be another safety like Dawkins. So that was my favorite team, bro. I love that team. I wish I could just relive that year like every year, to be honest.
Every year we do bad, we could just go back to that year.
Oh my God.
We had Trey Thomas that year, Joe Runyon. We had Corey Simon, Brian Dawkins.
Simon was there. Hugh Douglas there?
Huh?
I think Hugh Douglas was there that year too, right?
Think he was. I don't think Hugh Douglas was that year. He must have been another. I don't think he was on the team that year.
I think so. Was he the one that was fighting T.O. in the locker room?
I don't know. I don't remember. We had, I think we had Lito Shepherd that year too. We had so many guys on that defense, man.
That was crazy. Yep, he was on that team.
Oh, he was. Yeah.
I remember him and T.O. was fighting in the locker room.
Yep.
Like
We had
actually fist fighting.
everyone on that year had like at least 5 to 3 sacks that year. Someone had like 7. I think Javon Curse had 7 sacks that year. He had like
Vic
so
said
many
T.O.
sacks.
gave he was a 2-piece in the biscuit.
But
I
man,
know. I remember you being on that team. Bro, we had a squad, yo. Like
Yeah.
it's just
Shit.
some teams like you know how people look back and they be like, oh, the Buddy Ryan years and all. See, I wasn't around back then, but I think that '04 team is just like how we feel about how the older guys feel about Buddy Ryan teams and all that because they really was like a dominant football team.
mhm. We had Ryan Westbrook, as you said. That was really one of his best years. He had 812 like total yards with like I don't remember how much rushes he had, but he had a couple touchdowns that year. Like that dude, like it may not look like he had a great year on the stats, but if you just go look at the highlights and what he did for the team, man, he really impacted that team a lot.
Didn't
Westbrook,
Buck Holter have a pretty solid year that year too?
Holter,
Yeah, I think
Buck
Buckhalter
Holter.
he did play well that year.
Yeah, he's our second because that was our two-headed monster. You had Westbrook and Buckholter.
yep,
They both were
Yeah. That's when
dynamite.
Buckhalter was like the dude that used to just he get in here break like a 40-yard touchdown run out of nowhere.
Yep. Yep. And they both were receiving backs, which made them even more legit.
David Akers.
Oh yeah, Dave Akers was there. Damn.
Yep.
Yo, we had I'm about to go back and watch some of them highlights. I remember we dominated Mike Vick in that was the NFC Championship.
Yep. No,
Dominated Mike Vick. He
Hey,
couldn't
did
do
we have
nothing.
Doran
was
Boss
the
during
divisional
that year?
Say that again.
Was Doran Boss in that year? Or
Yeah, and long snapper, right?
Yeah, was he part of the 04 squad?
I think so. I'm not sure. I gotta go back and look. It was so much talent on that team.
Because I mean that's 04, and when did Doran Boss retire? Just like a few years ago, right? He retired 18.
I think so.
So you
Yeah.
would think-
No,
so you would
remember he
think
went to the
04
Saints, and then
Well, yeah. Well,
he went to the
fuck,
Saints
I
for
don't-
like 2 seasons, and then he retired.
maybe that is a little early for him. I don't know. That might be a little early.
Hey Vic, I remember that Algie Crumpler hit, Vic. Oh my God. That set the tone for the whole football game. Mike Vick set that boy up.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Vick set him right up. Dawkins came over there and killed him. I think he missed the rest of that game.
There's only one person that I would even come close to comparing Dawkins with.
Yeah, it was the NFC Championship. Yeah.
It was. I thought it was a divisional round. Wow, I think.
No, that was the championship. Because after we beat them, we went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yep.
I think we beat Minnesota first or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Was it? When did we play the Packers in that 4th and 26 year?
That was 03.
That was
That
a
was
year.
the wild card too.
Yeah, that was 03.
That was a year before.
Yeah, that was the year before. Yep.
Bro, we had a lot of dogs on our team, bro. We had.
Mind you, we went to the NFC Championship 5 straight years.
Yep.
So it was like all them teams was like memorable. But that 04 team, that's a team. I don't care how old I get, I'm always gonna remember that football team. I'm always gonna remember that football team.
You want to know a little secret about Green Bay on the low?
Where?
They truly hate us.
Damn, why they hate us though?
Because if you think about it, bro, no lie, the Packers and the Eagles for the longest time, it was us or them who made the playoffs. In the early 2000s and the mid 2000s, like we were always battling for that last seed. all the time. And we would always compete with each other. And then when we met in the wild card game, we got to knock them out a few times. They knocked us out a few times. So they hate us because of that aspect, because we've always kind of been face to face with them, in the playoff race. And, it could just be us that year or them that year or both of us. But one way or another, it came down to us a lot. And they really just have a sour taste in their mouth.
That's crazy. We used to have a lot of success against Brett Favre though.
Right? Yeah.
A lot of success.
He always threw it in harm's way, so it was like easy to get the interception. And like our offense is so good. So like
he always threw it to Brian Dawkins too.
Yeah. And then
I think Brian Dawkins did had to pick every game of his career against Brett Favre.
And then it was easy for our offense to work when we played Brett Favre, because if he throws an interception, then we just get the ball back and just run the ball. Just keep running it and then throw it to T.O. That's all we had to do. That was the formula.
That definitely was our whole offense, though. If we weren't throwing it to T.O., we was throwing it to Westbrook.
Or
it was like there was the only two people that touched the ball that season.
Freddie Mitchell, he touched the ball here and there, but Freddie Mitchell, he was
I couldn't stand Freddie Mitchell, bro.
He sucked, bro. He's like the Nelson Aguilar for us.
Hey, Avant was part of 04, right?
What?
Jason Avant was part of 04, right?
No, Avant wasn't there yet.
I don't think he was a part of 04.
Avant ain't come until at the T.O. left.
Damn, my mind really needs to get better, bro. Old age sucks.
Yeah, he was drafted in 2006.
Yeah.
I think he was drafted by in the 4th round.
Why does it feel he was a lot earlier than that?
Because remember, he was supposed to be our number one. And then I think either a year or a couple years after that, we drafted Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
Remember, we had Avant, we had Reggie Brown. Who else was there with him?
Man, it's really hard to keep track of these guys sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it really is.
Because remember, Avant was supposed to be our number one, and then he turned into like our possession receiver once Macklin and DJ came.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I really did like Avant, though. I won't lie.
He was a dog, yo.
Yeah. I really did.
He caught everything that came to him.
Face to face, bro. I see he has a podcast. I wish I could talk to him face to face.
We had Top Pinkston too. Top Pinkston,
trash.
He was bad.
Top Pinkston was trash, bro.
We had him and Chad Lewis.
Sean Andrews, yep.
Yeah, that team stacked.
I think John Ryan was on that team.
Yo, I gotta say something else. Can you believe another crazy stat I just realized and figured out? And I wish I owned it. How many years has Aaron Rodgers been in the NFL? 17 years, right?
Yeah.
Damn, it's been 17 years?
Do you know in 17 years this man hasn't even thrown 100 picks in his career yet?
He didn't even throw 100 interceptions yet?
He has 96 interceptions in 17
seasons.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal, my guy.
Oh, my God.
Shout out to him. That is ridiculous. I never realized it until like 3 weeks ago. I was looking at it. Wait a second, 96, and then I scrolled down and they were like, that's career. I was like, no way. So I looked it up even more. He has like 94, 96, right? In 17 years.
Seasons.
Like, dude, doesn't Tom Brady have like 200 some picks?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Brett Favre had like
94. Yeah, 90. Hunter, you're in here. Great, my guy. You will know this off the top of your head. What's the exact number? It's like 92, 94, 96. It's one of the, you know what it is? It's ridiculous, dude. 17 years and not even 100 interceptions. That is phenomenal.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro, what's his name? Peyton Manning threw 28 in his rookie season. Like, Aaron Rodgers been playing 17 years. He don't even got more than 100 interceptions. That's crazy.
Like, no lie, dude. Do you know that means that man he doesn't even throw 10 interceptions a year?
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
Bro, Brett Favre
That's
threw like
insane.
29.
I know that's
Brett Favre
insane.
like 29 in 1 year. That's ridiculous. 29 in 1 year. Damn.
Yeah, Hunter said if he checked and if he's correct, it's 93. So he's not even at 95 yet, dude. He has 93 interceptions. And he's
93?
already
Oh
done
my lord.
yeah, and he's already done with this year practically. Like
That's what you call a quick release. That's what you call magical.
no, that's called
Yeah.
accuracy, my guy. That's what
Yeah.
that is pure accuracy. Like and
That's
how many
accuracy.
Hail
That's being
Marys has he
careful with the
given up?
football, everything.
Yeah, and how many Hail Marys has that man thrown in his career?
Like at least 50,000. I don't know. Like that dude got a lot.
And I know 4 that have been caught. But damn, dude, 93. Wow.
I don't know if he has like eyes in the end zone or something, but he just knows how to he knows how to throw a touchdown. Like he has 4 eyes and one of his eyes are in the end zone. He just knows how to put the ball in the right spot every single time.
There you go. Hunter said it. Only time he threw double-digit interceptions was in 08 and 2010.
That's fucking amazing, bro.
Right?
And in 08,
Hey,
That's
and
fucking
real quick,
amazing.
do you know what those double-digit interceptions were, my guy? Like, was it high double digits, like 16?
Or was it like barely double
it was
digits?
13.
Yeah.
He threw 2 times. He did it twice. He did it in 20 no, he did it in 2008 and 2010. He threw 11 in 2010 and he threw 13 in 2008.
Oh my god, that's nothing.
That ain't nothing.
That's nothing. Oh my god. Wow. Lucky.
You know how hard it is to pick Aaron Rodgers off?
Every
Right?
year. So 2005 he had 1 interception. Of course 2008 he had 13, 7 in 2009, 11 in 2010. And then every single year after that it's been 6, 8, 6, 5, 8, 7, 6, 2, 4, 5, 4.
I gotta say this right now. I don't give a fuck from here on out what anyone says. I don't give a shit how many Super Bowls Tom Brady has. Aaron Rodgers is the fucking GOAT. And I'm saying it live. Stats are real to me, bro. Like, if you can go that many years and only throw 93 interceptions, and dude, he's got the yards and touchdowns back. He just broke Brett Favre's record for 423 touchdowns in a single
445
career.
touchdowns.
445. So he's already almost to 500 touchdowns and not even 100 interceptions. Fuck you, Tom Brady. Go to sleep.
And plus, Aaron Rodgers is not. He's not conservative with the football. That's what makes it even more amazing.
Yeah,
it's like he's throwing the football down the field. He's throwing it all over the field. He's not making a ton of mistakes. So it's it's crazy.
In 10 of his seasons, he's thrown less than 7 interceptions.
Sheesh, man.
Yo, fuck you, Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT. I don't care.
I don't know about that, but he's definitely way more.
Bro, listen, I get it.
Bro,
you want to base it off rings, you go ahead, but he already has almost 500 passing touchdowns. Like I said, he hasn't even broke 100 interceptions. Tom Brady's already got 200 and some. Like, I'm sorry, man, but his yards are there. His touchdowns are damn sure there. And I don't give a shit. He does not mess up. It's proven.
He doesn't. But
I'm sorry. When I'm basing the GOAT off quarterback position, I'm basing play. I'm not basing it off rings at this point, because the greatest quarterback of all time, that spans from anyone. I mean, you could sit there and say that it is oh shit, I lost his name. The guy from no, Pittsburgh. Shit.
Ben Roethlisberger.
No, the guy. Stop saying freaking
Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Some would say Terry Bradshaw is the best ever to live because he has 4 Super Bowls and he won all 4 he went to. But you could also say his defense did it with him. But that's what I'm saying. His stats are ridiculous, man. And you have to realize Aaron Rodgers really has never had a complete around him, ever.
I mean, I could say the same thing about Brady.
No, but look at the lineup Vic just put up there. That's why I said this '04 that '04 team was my favorite team, man. Javon Curse, Corey Simon, Derwin Walker, Derek Burgess,
Woo.
Mark Semino, Trotter was on that team. They had Lito and Sheldon. And Big Dog in the backfield just terrorizing people. And then Jim Johnson let them dudes, bro, he gave them free range to really do whatever they wanted. It was like he trusted his players so much. You're not gonna really never see another coach like Jim Johnson, man. He knew his players' strengths and weaknesses, and he played them all to their strengths.
Yeah, I agree with what Vic said in the chat. Johnny Unitas doesn't get enough respect.
He don't get enough respect because nobody's seen the dude play.
Yeah, I mean his stats was amazing, but like, but
I get it, man. But whatever. I guess we don't go old timers. It is what it is. But I'm just telling you, man. When it comes down to, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you ask me if I'm starting off a franchise and you could give me Tom Brady young or Aaron Rodgers young, and I knew the outcome of both, which we do now. Oh, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers over Tom Brady any day. All day.
True, I agree with that.
All freaking day long.
Overall talent, 100% Rodgers. Like, that dude is one hell of a player. Like, he's Houdini. Like, that dude, like, you could say, like, players like Randall Cunningham, and of course, Randall Cunningham, all respects to that, man. That was one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. They did some impressive stuff, like getting out of the pocket. But Rodgers, that man just, I don't know how to explain it, but he just does some of the craziest stuff, like, that you can't even expect. Like, he makes these no-look throws that just don't get, like, any, like, credit or any, like, sometimes, but that dude's a wizard with the ball. And
now, here, get ready, because I have a feeling, and I hope to God I'm right on this one. And Rock, I want you to answer this. I pray to God, and even Hunter and you guys in the chat, Vic, all you answer this truly feeling, no biasism aside. All right. This is how I prove you wrong right here. You take Aaron Rodgers and you throw him on Tampa Bay right now. Does that not make Tampa Bay a more dangerous team?
With Aaron Rodgers on Tampa Bay?
Yes, instead of Tom Brady.
Hell yeah. You know how many weapons they got on that team?
But most of those weapons,
that is my point. Like, if you take Tom Brady out of the Tampa Bay equation and you put Aaron Rodgers in there, I personally guarantee you Aaron Rodgers walks away in one season with over 60 touchdowns. Easily. I'm not even playing. Like, do you agree with that, Rock?
I agree. Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest of all time, bro. I feel like that Packers organization did him a disservice because he's supposed to have more than one Super Bowl right now. For real. In my opinion, Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be up there, if not with, but close to Tom Brady in Super Bowls right now.
He should.
Exactly.
But, like, Brady, for me, that dude, I'm sorry. I just cannot say he's not the GOAT because he's proven me wrong every single time I bet against him. Anytime you say Brady, like, isn't the GOAT, he just proves you wrong. Like,
bro, he's always fallen into a good team.
He always proves you wrong.
He's always fallen into a good team. You talk about a man who was pooped out in fucking gold his entire career. My God, he had a whole fucking path laid out in front of him. Are you shitting me? He got carried his first fucking 3 years with the Patriots because of that stellar fucking defense. And then the rest of his career, I don't know what the hell was in the water with Amendola and all these guys, but hey.
He made those guys. You can't even lie.
Brady had some shitty offenses too, though.
You have to give respect to Brady. He made those guys. He literally made those guys.
He had some shitty offenses, but Brady always had. I don't know how the fuck he made it work. I don't know who you give credit for. I don't know. That one's weird. But I'm telling you, though, it does not matter, my guy. Aaron Rodgers, hands down, trumps Tom Brady.
Talent-wise, I agree.
He does.
Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest talents we ever seen in the NFL. I mean, arm talent. I mean, he can scramble, get out.
He's
He
better
just
than
a
Brady.
perfect quarterback.
Yeah.
But like Brady, anytime the moment is there when he has to go out there, the bright lights are on him, the center of attention is towards him. He always succeeds. Like
Bro, but
I
he
don't know.
literally has everything. Look, dude, he fell
I'm
into
talking about
Tampa
like those
Bay.
times where he had shitty offenses. Like he succeeded still with bad
Bro, I
offenses.
really can't call them shitty though. I mean, Amendola's a 3-time Super Bowl champ.
True, but
I mean, he made it.
he made
I ain't gonna say they was
Amendola.
shitty. Like Brady made it work,
Yeah,
but they ain't had like
listen,
heavy talent on that joint. I ain't
He
even
made
gonna lie.
it work with that
yeah,
team.
but you know what? They had to catch those balls that Brady threw. I mean,
That's
it's not
facts,
like
though.
Brady was
That's
catching
facts.
them. They had to do it. I mean, look at the fucking catch in the Super Bowl again when the Patriots, when Amendola caught, I think it was Amendola or the other one. I forget the other one's name.
That was Edelman.
Edelman. Yeah, it was Edelman when he caught it between his legs out of nowhere, dude. Like it was going to the ground.
No, but what Big
fucking
Play saying is Tom Brady made those receivers. That's what he's saying.
Exactly my point. Exactly.
I get it, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not discrediting Tom Brady at all for what he's accomplished. But he's also had great fucking defenses backing him the entire way. I mean, hell, he's fallen into Tampa Bay. They had the best defense the year before he got there. They really did. The only reason they were losing is because you had a quarterback throwing 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. If he only threw 10, Jameis Winston would have looked like a fucking MVP easily. But he couldn't quit fucking up. So what did they do? They went out and got a quarterback they knew would manage the game and wouldn't fuck up. And that team instantly went to a Super Bowl contender because of that. Yeah, I get it. They went out and they got Leonard Fournette and Gronk, but the rest of that fucking team was there. And they got AB, but AB doesn't change nothing. Hell, they already had Mike and they already had Godwin. That was just stacking the deck. That team was still fucking built before Tom got there. They just had a shitty QB running it.
But if you're gonna say that though, but listen though, if you're gonna say that though, AK, we can say the only reason Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl because the team was already built before he starting that.
And he had a good defense that year.
But Aaron Rodgers elevates those guys just as much, or if not more, than what fucking Tom Brady does.
No,
I mean,
I'm saying though,
I'm saying that like a genius right now.
Yeah, I'm saying the last few years of that, them really was Brett. That well, when he won that Super Bowl, them really was Brett Favre team. You get me?
Exactly.
Donnie Driver, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson. Them was Brett Favre wide receivers. Aaron Rodgers just stepped in and he took over a good team and he won the Super Bowl. You see, they haven't been back since.
Yeah, but you look at it though.
Then they had Clay Matthews, they had Woodson, they had BJ Raji. They had a whole lot of dogs on that defense.
Yep.
Yeah, and they also won that one. Yeah, they won. Aaron Rodgers' Super Bowl though came against the Steelers in 2000.
Yeah, and the Steelers had a solid offense that year.
Or no,
it was a solid
actually,
defense too,
and a solid
defense. But that Super Bowl wasn't Brett Favre's team, though. That's what I'm saying. His Super Bowl was his Super Bowl alone because Brett Favre left that team, and then that Super Bowl happened in 2009. 9? Yeah, I was trying to think because I was in Alaska at the time.
So when Brett Favre, when Brett Favre lead that team in, I think it was
03, 02, one of those. But
no,
he didn't. It wasn't that late. Because 04, that's the year the Eagles went to the Super Bowl. Brett Favre was there like level 5 years after that.
Left at that 05 year or 6, one of those years.
Well, even if it was 5 or 6, 3 years down the road, I mean that's still 2 drafts.
But all those guys that was there, Charles Woodson was already an established veteran. They drafted AJ Hawk. They drafted Clay Matthews. They drafted BJ Raji. But the rest of them other dudes on there, they was already in place. They was playing there when Brett was there.
Okay, I will give you that. Okay, fine. So some of their veterans that were there, yes, I agree. That was Favre's group. But you look beyond those years and even up to now, okay? They don't give this guy anything. I mean, yeah, they have Aaron Jones and they have A.J. Dillon now, but he
I
didn't have
never
that.
Random Anthony. I never seen dude play ever in life.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. Like when I look at it, though, man, like
Vic,
the only reason that
For
Green
what?
Bay has stayed relevant for the last 17 years is only because of Aaron Rodgers, man. And everybody has to realize that. I mean, this guy truly takes his team to a whole nother level. I mean, you saw the one start with Jordan Love, how much of a disaster that fucking was. You all
yeah.
the more. I mean, he's literally had nothing. He only has Devontae Smith, or
I wouldn't say
Devontae
that.
Adams,
I would not
and
say
granted,
We can't say he had nothing though,
Yeah,
AK.
He
Come
had
on, man.
Devontae Adams,
no,
man. Like that's the
no,
best receiver in
but
the game.
I'm saying though, like you look at these other teams though. What I'm trying to say is that Valdez Scanling and them, yes, they are coming along. 2 years ago, these guys were not what they are now. At one point, he only was depending on Devontae Adams.
Right.
That's why they hold the record between quarterback and wide receiver touchdowns there in Green Bay. Because for the longest time, that is all he had. And that's
Can I
what
put
I'm
an
saying.
example?
Well, I'll just say this. Just alone, like I said in the comments, Rodgers had a good 4 to 5 years of great Super Bowl quality teams. He only won one game. You can't say Rodgers didn't have good players because Ryan Grant, Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, Jermichael Finley, and that's only talking about specialty players. We're not talking about his offensive line. Marshall Newhouse, T.J. Lang, Scott Wells. These are like Hall of Fame guys I'm naming right now. Josh Sutton.
I know, Vic, but what I'm saying is that wasn't their problem, though. Mike McCarthy was that problem. Mike McCarthy is the reason that team only did win one Super Bowl because he was only a pass-heavy fucking offense. He never ran the goddamn ball. That is the one reason he got himself fired there, is because he wasn't willing to learn more and go further and elevate his offense. He was
No,
stuck
he
in
definitely make players better. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
No, he does, but
He
that
does.
element of why they never did win only but one is because you can't win passing the ball all the time. And they realize that
Mike McCarthy, everyone looks at him as a fool now, but when he was with those Packers teams, they were the quarterback factory.
He was one of the best coaches in the NFL.
And he did that on his spare time. His offenses were elite. You were saying they weren't running the ball. Ryan Grant was getting 1,000 yards a season. Ryan Grant was out there running the ball.
I understand that, but when Aaron Rodgers stepped in was at the bad end of Mike McCarthy's career. That's the reason they let him go. If he was winning and he was going in the right direction, they wouldn't have fired his fucking ass.
They fired him because,
But you have Brady,
in all
though,
honesty, they fired him because him and Aaron Rodgers didn't get along. That's why they fired him.
But look at
and
Brady,
why
though.
was that? And why was that?
But Aaron Rodgers don't like none of the coaches he get.
I'll tell you specifically why. Because Aaron wasn't listening to Mike, and Aaron knew that he had the power. Aaron wasn't doing what Mike McCarthy wanted to do, and those were the bad seasons. Those seasons you're saying Aaron didn't have anything, a lot of that had to do with Aaron because he was trying too much. Just like we saw Jalen Hurts trying too much. We all know what happens when you do that. You don't perform the way you should. A lot of that I'm not going to blame all of it on Mike McCarthy. Yeah, he's not the greatest coach in the world. But a lot of that had to do with Aaron Rodgers, too.
Look at Tom Brady, though. Like 2007, I think it was 16 when they faced the Falcons' West Coast offense with Matt Ryan, Julio Jones. They put up 28 in that first half alone. And Tom Brady put up 25 unanswered points, and then they sealed the game off. And you can't tell me that's not because of Tom Brady. He didn't even have Gronk that year. So you have to put some respect on this man's name. This dude does it every freaking year.
No, I'm pretty sure everybody respects Tom Brady, man.
Yeah, I respect him the hell. I'll never take anything away from him. But at a quarterback to a quarterback, it's Aaron Rodgers hands down. I'm not looking at all the Super Bowl rings, bro. He's fucking better than Tom Brady. It's that simple. He fucking is.
I mean, right
that's
now,
all I'm saying.
I'll say this: Aaron Rodgers.
He always will be.
I'll say this physically. All you can say, yeah, he has all the attributes. But I'll say this: Aaron Rodgers will never be the leader that Tom Brady is. A lot of those Super Bowls were won because of Tom Brady's leadership. That's why Aaron didn't win all those Super Bowls. That's why Aaron had problems with his coach. That's why Aaron has problems with that organization because he's not the leader that Tom
Oh
Brady
no, I
is.
agree
That
with you
takes
on
you a
that.
long way. Like I
100%.
say, physically,
100%.
I agree 1,000%. Aaron Rodgers is a way better quarterback than Tom Brady. But when you put everything together, he still doesn't reach Tom because Tom still got 6 above him.
And look
No,
at
I
his
get that.
stats. He put up 50 touchdowns in one season. He had like 39 touchdowns in a couple of those seasons. He puts up 30 plus touchdowns literally every single season. And this is with lackluster offenses. And I'm not discrediting the Patriots because they had Rob and they had Edelman. But like, look at what he had around him as well. You
People
had
forget about Deion
Amendola.
Branch and David Givens.
I mean, yeah,
That's what he was working with.
but
Deion
like,
Branch
Those
at
are
underrated,
really,
man.
really
Amendola, he
big
made
names.
Amendola. He made him. He made
Deion Branch underrated. He always
Yup.
been underrated to me.
But we saw what
Yeah.
happened when he went to Seattle. He played good for maybe like a season or two, and that was it.
So you got like Brady makes most of these players. Like he literally just puts them on the map.
Yo, Julian Edelman, enough said with that one.
Yep.
He came in as what? As a safety. Then he played cornerback. Then he was punt return. Then he got with Brady for an off season and became one of the best receivers in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah, but I'm
Philly
also
insider,
saying,
let me answer.
yeah,
Let
but
me
I gotta
answer his
defend.
question. Let me
I gotta
answer his
defend
question
you.
real quick.
Yeah.
The same thing that happened to them happened to the Golden State Warriors. They got 2 focus on the record. It's like the Golden State Warriors, but they won the most games ever in the NBA history in the season.
Well, we
After
know
that,
what
they
happened in
felt
this
like they
game.
were satisfied with that because in that series they played the Cavaliers. They could have easily put those dudes away. They got too big headed, and Brian came back on them, and they end up losing that series. I feel like that's how it was with Brady because with Brady and them that year because mind you they beat the Giants in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was like the second to last game of the season. They
Yep. That
beat.
was week 15. Week
But
6.
remember, the Patriots had injuries that game. Obviously, the Giants had injuries that game.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the reasons why, and if you look at even after that Super Bowl, anytime the Patriots matched up the Giants when they still had that squad and that coaching staff, that defense matched up perfectly with what the Patriots did on offense because Tom needed more time back then. This wasn't less than a second Tom's getting the ball out. This was Tom holding the ball for maybe 3 to 4 seconds. Remember, the Giants had that NASCAR package. You had
Yep.
OC,
They
you had
front four was
Four-man rush.
crazy, bro.
yeah, that NASCAR package, that offensive line couldn't hold up. And that's why you seen them, just like what we're talking about here. Just like the question said, what happened with Randy Moss and no rings? Exactly, because the New York Giants were around with that defense. That's why there were no rings. That's the
They ran into
specific reason
another
why.
juggernaut.
Yup. When an immovable force gets with a what is it, an unstoppable object, what happens? You get that Super Bowl. You get a miraculous catch. And you get that defense just feasted. What happened when we went against the Patriots? Their offensive line couldn't handle our defensive line. What did we see at the end? Their offensive line got tired. Brandon Graham came through for a strip sack, won the game.
I mean, personally, like I think Aaron Rodgers is like way more of a better quick release thrower than Brady. 100%. He gets the
I
ball
think
out.
he a better thrower of the football than
Yeah, I
Brady.
agree with that.
Period.
But you
But
got to take this too. What about decision making? Like we've seen Aaron make some crazy throws. We've seen those 70-yard Hail Mary passes. But during the game, is he really picking the right guy? Is Devontae the guy he should have went with? Should have been Scanlon. You
Bro,
know what I mean? Like it could be that he's
he's
getting the ball
only
downfield, but is that the right person he should be hitting? Like Brady, we've seen it. He's hitting the right guys every time.
But Brady knows how to read the blitz. Like Brady is a master.
Hold on.
He's a master.
Are we really asking if a guy makes the right decisions who only has 93 fucking interceptions in 17 seasons?
When you're comparing him to Brady, who has 6 Super Bowls to 1, yeah, you have to.
Wait,
You
to
have
a
to because
guy
if
who
not,
has
the outcome would be
100
different. The
interceptions?
outcome would be different if he made better decisions. It would be we talking about Aaron Rodgers
No.
with 6 Super Bowls and Brady with 1.
No, not true. Because it takes way more than that to fucking win a Super Bowl.
How many NFC Championship games that the Packers went against with Aaron Rodgers and they lost to the Cowboys? And I believe another one would have been the who was the other one? Was it Carolina? Was it Carolina that they lost to because Julius Peppers when he was beating up on Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers was throwing interceptions left and right?
Yeah.
That's on Aaron. That's not on anyone else.
Arizona, he fumbled in overtime. They lost their
Yep.
game.
Again, this is Aaron Rodgers specific. These are plays that Aaron Rodgers messed up. I ain't ever again.
Oh wow,
Not the
you're
Super Bowl we've
picking
seen
out
Brady.
2 or 3. You're picking
I'm
out two
not.
or
What I'm
three
telling you is, if you're saying you're
scenarios out
trying to
of
compare
17
them,
years.
no. What I'm trying to say is, if you're saying you can't compare them, you have to, because again, you're saying that you can't compare Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady because what Tom Brady did. You have to. Tom Brady got 6. Aaron got 1. That speaks for itself.
7. He has
No matter
7.
what argument you try to come up with, all you got to do is stick Tom
Bro,
Brady's one
you can
hand up.
honestly, bro. He literally. Oh my God, no.
No, Vic, I think what AK is saying is like as an overall quarterback, like take out the rings and everything.
Even as an overall, I'm still giving it to Tom.
Yeah.
Again, physically, Aaron wins it. That's it. That's it.
Uh-huh.
That's
Brady-
fucking ridiculous.
Brady
that is fucking
reads the blitz
ridiculous.
better.
You realize that, right? You have a guy that's almost at 500 fucking touchdowns in 17 seasons, almost at 500 touchdowns and less than 100 interceptions in 17 fucking seasons. And you're really going to sit there and say that? That's fucking
That's a
ridiculous.
great accomplishment. Guess what? He hasn't won a Super Bowl since 2011. So what are we talking
Guess
about?
what? Not every tip has fallen to this man. I'm sorry.
So
It
is
is what it
Brady.
is.
So
Yeah,
is
but
Brady.
guess what? Brady owned the division while Aaron only owns the
Brady
Bears.
has had a lot more stability in his career than Aaron Rodgers has. I'm sorry.
I don't
man.
know about that.
And
I don't
I
know.
honestly get. Now, listen, I give you one thing. Fucking Aaron Rodgers has a fucking God complex. I will 100% give you that. I 100% will. But I'm telling you right now that his ego is one of his downfalls. But when it comes to football, Aaron Rodgers is over Tom Brady. I don't care. He has just as many touchdowns and way, way less interceptions than Tom Brady. Their touchdowns are right par to par with each other, and their interceptions ain't anywhere close.
And I
So,
got
I'm
it. But
sorry.
again, I'm still winning these Super Bowls and Aaron's not.
Dude,
You can't deny it. Is he winning them? Yes or no? Is he winning Super Bowls?
Bro,
It's a
yeah,
Did he
all
not
y'all-
beat a Packers team? Hold on. Did he not beat a Packers team to the Super Bowl?
Bro, listen.
That was Tom. That was 42-year-old Tom going against him.
Just that. There's consistency. There's chemistry. There's a lot of shit that goes on. Listen, you want to sit here and act like fucking a Super Bowl is just because the fucking quarterback's great and that Aaron or that Tom Brady can fucking win in these dude, it takes everyone. All right?
But listen though. The Packers average on per season 10 plus wins. So it's not like the team around Aaron Rodgers just shitty. They losing for a reason. They losing for a reason because they averaging 10 plus wins a year. We gotta keep it 100 with ourselves too. He got the same amount of Super Bowls as Kyle Bowler, same amount of Super Bowls Russell Wilson, same amount of Super Bowls as a lot of these dudes. Aaron Rodgers, he's a great talent, but you go past the talent in history, once he's gone, all they're going to remember Aaron Rodgers as is winning one Super Bowl.
I'll say it like this. It only matters when you get into the playoffs. I understand what you're trying to say. And he does great. But what has he done in the playoffs compared to Brady?
You talking to me?
No, I'm just talking about in general. What has Rodgers done compared to Brady in the playoffs?
Listen, man, and that's exactly what I'm trying to say, okay? Listen, Aaron Rodgers has always teams. That's why they're in every year. But there is always teams that are in every year who do not win. And the reason that they don't win is because they don't have that extra edge over the top that these other teams do to take them all the way. And that's what I'm saying.
Aaron Rodgers should be that extra edge, though, AK.
Yeah.
Dude, he doesn't play fucking defense. All right, I'm
So
not saying
doesn't Tom Brady doesn't play defense either.
Hold on. Let me ask the question. When you see those 2-minute drives that the Patriots have been doing in the Super Bowl, in the playoffs, what's the common denominator? Who's the common person on that field?
The quarterback.
Yeah, again, sorry.
Specifically, it's going to be Tom Brady. So you can't discredit him. Tom Brady, time and time again, has taken his team when they're down with 2 minutes left and gotten them where they need to be to win that game.
Bro,
you can't say that about Aaron. As great as he is, you can't say that about him.
Bro, how many times have we heard, they're giving Tom Brady the ball back with too much time?
Yep.
How many times have we heard that? Because they already know what Tom Brady about to do.
Not even that. How many people fear Tom Brady right now in the NFL? How many people really want to go against a Tom Brady team in the playoffs or even in the Super Bowl?
He
You
led
think
a
that's the outcome any of them
25-point
want?
comeback. He led
The
a
fear
25
factor that he gives you tells you how good he is. Who's afraid of Aaron Rodgers?
I mean, I would be, but not.
I'm afraid of him when he play
Yeah,
us. I
when you
ain't gonna
play him,
lie.
Well,
everyone's
you say the
afraid of
Eagles,
him.
but that's what I'm saying. We're talking about regular season. I'm talking about playoffs. What team is really looking at the Packers like they're scared of them? Now,
The
when you think about
Cardinals,
those Tom Brady Patriots teams, people were shook. When we saw about yet again last year, Brady even had a team, whatever team he wanted to go in the Super Bowl. What happened? Whatever team he landed on went to the Super Bowl.
I
That
mean,
tells you a lot about a player. You can say how good Tampa was, but again, the deciding factor was the common denominator, Tom Brady.
he led a 25-point comeback with the average defense and no Gronk. So that just shows you how
Bro, what
good
the
this
fuck are
man
you
is.
talking about, Slay? Are you
He
shitting me right now? Even it
2016.
says at the bottom of the screen, and even I fucking knew that. Every year Tom Brady's won the Super Bowl, he's had a top 5 fucking defense. What the fuck
That
are you talking about?
So
He's
that's
always
his
that
fault, though, AK.
2016 defense wasn't that good. That 2016 defense was okay. They weren't that great. Like the year after that, we put up 33 on their heads, and most of those guys were on that same team.
And you can
Bro, I'm
name
telling you.
on hand how many times Aaron Rodgers had a top 5 defense and didn't win the Super Bowl. So I
No,
mean,
you can't.
we
They were
throwing
top 10
stones
at
at a
best.
wall
They
right
weren't
now.
top 5. They were top 10 at best, not top 5.
But you
I'm
can win
Nah,
a
telling you
Super
that right
Bowl with
there.
a top 10
that
defense, though.
2011 team, hold on, that 2011 team with Clay Matthews, Charles Woodson, and AJ Hawk, that was top 5. I think Woodson even won Super Bowl MVP. Or if he wasn't, it was regular MVP. Remember that year? That's when Woodson had that monster season.
That's where he broke his collarbone in that game.
Yup, he had that monster season. They're top
He
5.
won
Listen,
defensive MVP that year.
listen, I don't give a shit about any of that. Honestly, I don't. This all spanned off. No, I'm serious. This all spanned off because I just said that Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Tom Brady because statistically he hasn't
He's
even
a
thrown
better talent. He's a
Better
better
talent.
talent. But when it comes to getting the job done, I'm taking Tom Brady over Aaron Rodgers anytime. Anytime. It could be 03, it could be 2021, 22. I'm taking Tom Brady.
And that's fine with that. But y'all sitting here preaching about Tom Brady and sucking his anus hole is not going to fucking make me change my mind. Okay?
Now we got to
Yo,
be licking
he's
bull balls because we telling the truth, man. Come on, man.
No, I'm serious. I don't care what you say. You've even answered my question. If you throw fucking Aaron Rodgers on Tampa Bay right now, does that team not become more deadlier than what it is right now?
But he's not on Tampa
They
Bay, so we
would, but
can't
right
blame
now,
him.
I don't think they would win the Super Bowl. Right now, I don't. If you throw them on that team right now, I don't think they win the Super Bowl.
Well, no, of course they wouldn't right now because it's in the middle of the fucking season and he doesn't know the scheme. Obviously,
I mean,
but I'm saying
they
you
lost
would have
this-
had it from the start where you actually went in free agency or you traded for him or whatever the fuck it was, and they somehow would have got him. This team definitely would have been way better and way more powerful than what it is under Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's what I said, and then you guys just stem off to the whole, oh no, Tom Brady, this and that. Yeah, we all know what the fuck he's done. Hey, hoorah, rah, accomplishments, great. I'm tired of fucking talking about
I was just saying
We've
Rodgers
talked
is better
about it for
physically. That's
fucking
it.
how long now? 24 fucking years? I'm tired of it. It's almost like once you see somebody win so much, it's like, all right, retire, motherfuckers.
Hey, I'm ready
Hey,
to
K,
fucking.
hold on. Hey,
That's
K,
just
you
like
just answered the question
Alabama.
yourself.
I
Hey,
hate
K, you
Alabama
answered your own
now.
question. You just said, aren't you tired of watching someone win so much? That one person is who?
Tom fucking Brady. Bro,
AK don't like that.
Rodgers is way better physically.
It's
That's
fine.
it.
even stats,
It is
Tom
all
Brady
fun, man.
is better than Aaron Rodgers, and that is probably because of more seasons. But like,
Well, Aaron's gonna get up there too. He's not trying to quit anytime soon.
yeah,
Rodgers
He's what, 38? 38, right? So he's only 5 years back from Brady. I can see him playing
and
to
trust me,
43.
he's already said he's playing till after 40. So
I'm
he's
ready
far
for
from
him to go. I ain't even gonna lie.
Can I ask y'all a serious question? These past 2 seasons, Have you not seen the decline in Rodgers?
No.
Hell no.
I ain't see a
What
decline.
are you talking about?
Look at the first 8 games of the season and tell me he wasn't playing well.
Bro,
Those first
he's
8 games of the
playing
season.
full season with a broken fucking toe. Of
He
course, you're
broke
going to
his
see a
toe.
little bit of fucking decline.
Listen, come on.
holy
Carson
shit,
Wentz has been playing with 2
are
broken
you
ankles for how
serious?
long?
No,
Bro,
no.
Carson Wentz, bro. I don't
Fuck
care.
out of here with
Carson
that
Wentz.
shit. Are you shitting
He
me?
sucked.
Get out of
Carson
here.
Wentz. Yeah. Carson Wentz is terrible. I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck
I
that
hate that
pussy.
dude.
You say
Bro,
he terrible?
Huh?
Who's terrible?
You say he terrible?
Nah, I'm not saying like terrible. I still think he's an okay quarterback, but like he needs an actual team around him. Like 2017, we still won a Super Bowl without him.
Bro, what quarterback in the NFL don't need a team around him though? I hate when people say that. I hate when people say that. And like Russell Wilson won the Super Bowl because he had a team around him.
And that defense.
Russell Wilson ain't been to the Super Bowl since then. You any quarterback need a team around him to win.
Yeah,
Josh Allen, they built
Hey,
the whole
Vic,
team around Kyler Murray. They built the whole
Vic, I
team
got a
around
question
Josh
for you
Allen.
real fast.
They needed people to win. That's the NFL. You need talent to win in the
but you can
NFL.
say that about Brady. Sometimes his offenses aren't that good. Still looks good.
But he always got a top 5 defense though. That keep you in football games. He got players around him.
Rock. I'm not a fan of Carson Wentz. I just don't like him.
I know. Just say you're not a fan of him, then. Don't say the dude terrible.
No, he's not terrible.
terrible.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. He's an okay quarterback to me. I don't look at him as like anything special.
Right.
Hey, I got a question for you, my guy. How is Aaron Rodgers declining when he's on the verge of winning his back-to-back MVP?
Aaron Rodgers won't get the MVP first. Second of all, he's only had a good second half of the season. Again, check the stats. See how the games worked out. See how many times they lost. They weren't playing well in the beginning of the season. You can't say that the Packers were. They weren't playing that well. People were talking about, again, I think they started off with 3-game losing streak. You can't tell me they were playing good if they're losing. Rodgers kicked it in.
The Cardinals' defense wasn't good, Howie Roseman. The Cardinals' defense wasn't good, and the Baltimore Ravens' defense has been depleted this entire year. So, of course, Carson Wentz is going to look good. Every year, every play or game other than those 2 games where he had to face a real defense, he looked like shitty. Like that Patriots game, Carson Wentz was like, 57 yards he threw in that game? He looked terrible.
Yeah, that was crazy. He only threw the ball.
I mean, how could y'all say he looked terrible though when our quarterback was barely cracking 150 yards a game? And y'all love him.
I wouldn't say he looked terrible, but I said they would.
Y'all love him though. That's the crazy thing. I like y'all pick and choose who y'all want to hate. Like,
I have no hate for Carson, but I'm just saying I don't think the coach trusts him. That's why he didn't throw so much.
Why would you have to throw if y'all running the football so effectively like that though?
Why are you going to burn out your running back before the playoffs begin?
He been running like that all season though.
No. They've been using him more, yeah. But again, why are they using him more? Because of Carson's inefficiencies.
So why are we using our running backs more then?
Because of Jalen's inefficiencies. And at that, the reason why we're using our running backs more is because, again, at the beginning of the season, were we really using our running backs? Nope. Miles ended up with like 5 carries a game for the first 6 games? Then it got kicked in because they figured out you can't just throw the ball all damn day. You got to run it once in a while.
Once in a while, we running the football like 45 times a game.
What was that?
I said, you said once in a while. We running the football like 45 times a game.
No, he's talking about
now. But again, at the beginning of the season, how much were we running?
So that means, y'all. So you basically saying the Philadelphia Eagles don't trust Jalen Hurts?
No. I'm not saying that.
That's what you just said about Carson, though.
That's 2 different things. You're running the ball when they have.
No.
Listen. You got to listen. Again, in the beginning of the season, our coach purposely did not run the ball. That's them not having any confidence in Miles Sanders. Not Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders. As the season went on, we seen they didn't start running the ball with Miles. They started with Jordan. When Miles came back, they finally said, all right, let's see what you can do. We started running the ball. We incorporated more running backs. Jordan, Miles, even Boston. That's where that came from. It didn't come from the fact that we didn't have any trust in Jalen. It came from the fact we didn't have any trust in Miles.
You basically just said the same thing. You
No, you're
You
trying to
really
say I'm
just
saying the
like
same
cherry
thing. The
picking
Colts
around
is a
what you
different
trying to say.
situation. It's
It's
not. The
like
Colts are a
This
different
is this
situation.
is
They
Matt,
have
real
Jonathan.
quick.
They have Jonathan Taylor, which covers up so many deficiencies from Carson Wentz. We've seen it. How many times then when we had that Carson Wentz and Michael Pittman connection? How many times was that ball thrown short? How many times did Michael Pittman make that play? We've seen Carson throw how many interceptions, fumble the ball how many times? Frank Wright needed to make a change. He made a change to start running the ball more. And what happened? They started winning. They're two different scenarios. They're not the same.
it's the
Well,
same scenario,
and
but
Ah,
in
it's
my
not.
here's how I'm gonna look at the Jalen thing. All right, listen. At the beginning of the year, because we all believe, and I believe it's to be true, Jalen's a pretty smart individual. Okay, he can process information pretty fast, and he's a quick learner. Okay, now what I think they failed to realize is they overloaded this kid at the beginning. They felt they could throw the whole playbook at him, and he would be able to grasp it at a pretty decent rate real fast, and they could go with it. They felt over time after a couple of weeks that they could get it done, and after around week 5 they figured it out, and then when Detroit comes up they start running the ball. Now I do not believe that is because they lost faith in Jalen. I believe what they did is they stepped back and they thought about it for a minute, and they realized, hey, we can pull back this information and we can feed it to him little by little each and every week. Let him learn it, let him adapt to it, and let him, let it become part of his game. So each and every week they sit there and they feed him a little bit more. It's an easier way for him to develop as a QB, and it's an easier way for him just as a whole to learn and grasp things. So I believe that's why they did the change that they did, and that's why they run it more. So they don't have to sit here and force everything on this kid at one time. They can gradually bring him along. That's why I say they did the change.
I mean, I'm just going off with Vic said because this
Well,
basically what Vic said. He said,
now you're asking me about the Colts, and you're saying that I'm saying the same reason. They're not the same reason. Again, they didn't believe in Carson Wentz. They went to the running back. At the beginning of the season, we didn't believe in our running back. We had full confidence in Jalen. Why do you think we threw it so much? We didn't have confidence in Miles. That was our situation.
and in the process of that, we made Jalen Hurts look like trash, huh?
Yeah, we did. That's specifically what we did.
Because the Indianapolis Colts, they already knew what they had in the locker room. So it's like, why you don't have to why get this dude to put the ball in his hands when you don't got to when we running the football so effectively. But
But
right now, and you said, look at how many times Carson underthrew this person, that person. Look at how many times Jalen underthrew his receivers. He overthrew his receivers. He put his receivers in position. They had to come back and try to attack the football. It's basically the same thing. It's basically the same thing. Like we all know Jalen not no polished passer, but he can be passing the football better than he's doing right now. We all can agree on that.
Yeah.
He can be cut like way better because half of the times his receivers is on in one-on-one situations. He end up picking the wrong receiver, throwing it in the double coverage. Then his receivers got to go back and make a play on the ball for it not to be an interception. His receivers saved him from a lot of interceptions this year. A lot of interceptions. Even that one against the Giants when he didn't even look the coverage off. He he threw the ball to Devontae Smith. The safety was sitting right there. Devontae had to go smack the football down. So it's like, I mean, like I said, I can always say I'm a big Jalen fan too, but I keep it 100 with myself at the end of the day. He's not a great quarterback at this point. He's an athlete. He's a great athlete. Like he
Okay.
could get out of the pocket. He could do some stuff with his feet. He gonna make some great ass plays every once in a while. But the consistency factor is not there with him at all. We done seen quarters where Jalen and threw the football like shit the whole quarter. He'll
Now,
pick it up at the end probably a little bit, but he's not a great quarterback at this point in his career.
can I say something real quick on that? And this is just probably because I want to spike up an argument, not for me and Tail, but maybe towards somebody who cares. If you add up Jalen's touchdowns rushing and passing, like you should, because the touchdown's a touchdown, and his yards and everything, and his interceptions, and his QBR, Carson Wentz beats him 200 yards passing so far for the season. He only has 200 more yards than Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts either has 2 more touchdowns or he's tied with Carson Wentz right now on the year at 24, whatever it is. And Wentz has 12 interceptions to Hurts' 10. So in the end, they're damn near the same, and their QBRs are exactly almost identical. So in the end, if you say that Jalen Hurts is mediocre and needs work, you have to say the same thing about Carson Wentz then as well.
I feel like Carson need a lot of work. He gotta pass the football better too. But Jalen Hurts went a whole month without throwing a touchdown pass. A whole month, like an entire 4 football games without throwing a touchdown pass.
But he also had one where he rushed for 3. So I'm not going to bitch about it. It is.
I mean, he can run around and all that, but that's kind of the reason he's injured right now. Because in all reality, he's not playing at 100% right now, and that's basically his own fault. And he's so quick to run. He takes a lot of unnecessary hits, a lot of them. And that's because they're asking him to be a runner because his passing is not there. And these grown men get paid millions of dollars not going to just keep letting you run around on them. They're going to take them shots on you when they get them.
Oh, yeah, and I believe we all agree on that. We all agree he needs to get better on his arm. And I believe that's where you're going to see that progression next year, because this year he's going to have an offense that he's already accustomed to. You know, it will be his first offense in like 5 or 6 years that he's not relearning. You know, it's a system he already knows going in. All he has to do is go off this on his mechanics, work on his upper body, get his arm a little stronger. And who knows, man, this kid could come out and have a 2017 type season like Carson did. Who fucking knows? He could become one of the best pocket passers next year. I don't fucking know. But you know what? He has the desire and the motivation to be great. He says it all the time. I'm willing to sit here and let it see how it pans out. Because you know what? He might lack in certain things, but he's great in other things. And leadership is one thing I cannot doubt this kid on. These guys play for this guy. And I'm telling you, man, I'm all for it. You know, let's see where it goes. There's no reason to get crazy about it. We all knew he wasn't polished coming in to the NFL. He needed work. So I don't know why thinking it's a microwave QB and in 3 weeks he was going to pop out and be some fantastic fucking superstar. You know, we have to take the lumps as the lumps come. We have to take the good times as the good times come. But to sit here and fucking go down and go out on this kid because some things just aren't going the way you expected them to, or because they're not going the way you want them to, doesn't mean that he's a bad quarterback. You know, it doesn't. You got to give him time, man.
Well, it depends on what Howie Roseman's talking about in the chat, because I've seen he just said we would go 9-6 if Carson Wentz was here. Now, if you're talking about we should be in that Niners team week 2, then I would disagree with you, because the Niners, when we played them that week, if you have to give Carson Wentz the ball, I just don't think he can do it. Like, he did it the year before with literally nothing. But, like, when you're being conservative with just a bad offense in general in week 2 and you're not using the running game to your strength, then I don't think Carson Wentz succeeds in that offense week 2. But he would have definitely did good with our offense this year.
Bro, I feel like this offense set up more for Carson, really.
It is. The deep ball place for you.
It was meant for Carson. Remember that. That's what
Sirianni was meant for Carson. It's set up more for Carson.
But let me ask you something, Rock. You know that Jalen's only we'll say his second year, right? Mm-hmm. You're comparing him to a 5th-year quarterback. So what's
I'm not comparing them, though. I was asking a question.
Oh, no, I know, but you're saying like people are saying like how people are saying that there's a difference between Carson. Listen, they're both quarterbacks in their own respect. You know what I mean? Carson does things that Jalen can't, and Jalen does things that Carson
doesn't. Really like got the same exact game plan.
But the one thing I don't like about Carson is the fact that, Jalen has this problem too where, he loses the ball. But Carson is more because, again, goes back to his decision making. He knows when he has nothing, he's still trying to throw it down the field and hold the ball instead of run out the pocket.
Right.
Jalen runs out the pocket. Carson doesn't. And we've seen, and
I
it was
always
the
hated that
argument,
about Carson too, man. I'm
yep,
like,
and
bro, the play over. Just let it be over.
the turnovers. That's a big thing with him. He constantly making turnovers. It don't matter what year it is or what team he's on. That's still Carson.
He really hasn't turned the football over this year for real though.
I mean, that comes with the running game.
No, I told you he's thrown 12 interceptions this year.
Yeah, he's
How
doing
many
good.
fumbles?
Definitely doing good.
Oh, I don't know.
But
Yeah, Jalen's only got 10, so that's what I'm saying. He's doing good then too. And that's what I'm saying. They got the same amount of touchdowns, so therefore, you can't sit here and say that. I mean, when their stats are damn near identical, the only difference is he has 200 more yards. What are we talking about here? He has way more fucking rushing yards and way more rushing touchdowns than Carson.
But I'm not comparing Jalen to Carson.
Huh?
He's just saying the fan base is how they're saying Carson's trash compared to Jalen when Jalen hasn't really, at least statistically, hasn't done as any better.
Yeah, it's like they both mid-tier quarterbacks right now.
I think it's just a lot of people
you're not putting
here.
Jalen or Carson in the top 10 right now. So it's like at the end of the day, they really comparable, and it shouldn't be like that because Carson was in the league way longer than Jalen. But it's like they both mid-tier quarterbacks right now.
But at least for us, we're looking at it that our quarterback is on the rise compared to the Colts. Know what they have. Carson's not going to get any better. He can get worse, but he ain't going to get any better. We've already seen Carson at his ceiling. We haven't seen that in Jalen.
I don't think either one is a terrible quarterback, though. They do what they team asks them to do.
Yeah, but I'm saying we've seen Carson's ceiling. He's peaked. Jalen hasn't.
Carson, I mean, personally, I think Jalen Hurts, he has the tools and skills and the intangibles to be a top 10 quarterback, but right now he's just not that. Yeah, I mean, of course he's not going to be that yet because he's only in his second year. This is his first technical year of being the starting quarterback and playing 17 games of actual football as a leader of the team.
Bro, but he threw for 57 yards, but they won that football game.
That defense is pretty.
Didn't Jonathan Taylor score 5 touchdowns in that football game?
No, what?
I don't know what his stats are.
He had one touchdown in that game.
Well, what game was that? He scored 5 touchdowns.
I think that was the week before.
I gotta see that.
Because I knew it was one of them games in that range. He scored 5 touchdowns.
No, he had 4 touchdowns against the Bills.
Oh, four touchdowns then.
Yeah, he killed the Bills. The Bills got smacked by Jonathan Taylor.
I'm saying he could throw for 5 yards. The whole objective is to win the football game. Now, if you causing your team not to win football games, then I'll look at you oh, you on some bullshit. But they winning the football games though. And when in all honesty, the games that Carson Wentz threw for 400 yards, they lost them football games.
All right, I got a question for you, and this is a hypothetical question. If this truly was Jalen Hurts' rookie year, all right, just like Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields and Mac Jones, would this season be acceptable for you?
This season listen, we started at 6-2. We about to be in the playoffs. This is a great season from Jalen Hurts. Winning stats wise.
I know what you're saying.
I'm speaking on his mechanical wise.
I'm asking though about. I'm just talking in general about these people that are out there saying that he isn't good and all that. We'll just talk hypotheticals,
right.
with those people. If this was his true rookie year, his real rookie year, would this season be acceptable? And do you think people after this way that he would perform and it was his rookie year that they would be talking the way they are right now?
If this was his rookie year, yes. I mean, the numbers he put up for this year, if this was his rookie year, they probably would be slobbing this dude balls. Like, oh, he's gonna be a great quarterback for years to come. But I mean, at the end of the day, we still see the product on the field, and a lot of the times they winning because of Jalen, but a lot of the times they winning in spite of Jalen too.
I just wanted to hear somebody say that. Thank you. I did.
Yeah, no, that's facts though. I mean, a lot of like even Lamar Jackson rookie year when he came in for them couple games and shit. Everybody was like clamoring over this dude because they were seeing something they never really seen before. And a lot of the stuff Jalen doing in the NFL, a lot of people seen before. There's been a lot of running quarterbacks before him. So it ain't nothing special. They want to see if you could beat dudes when they take that weapon away from you. And a lot of the times he couldn't do it.
You know what's one thing I like about this team? The fact that we got Devontae Smith, because he gives no damn. He will go up to Jalen and be like, "What the fuck was that?" Like he
I
will
love
literally
that.
tell
I
him,
love
like,
that
"What were you
about Nick,
doing?"
man.
And he gets mad at him, and he's like, "Yo, like I don't know what you thought you were doing, but everything was wrong." And he lets him know, and like it's kind of like he puts him back in his place.
You
And
need a
that's the
coach
thing,
like
like
that though.
yeah, but
I
I'm not talking about the
mean,
coach. I'm talking about our own
But the
players,
best thing about
like
it
how
though was
he's receptive to that.
Oh,
the
snap.
best thing about it was though is that when he sat there and said that's the way I want it though. When Hurts said I accept that, that right there should show you a lot. Like anyone who doubts this kid, like he's willing to even be talked down to. That
Mhm.
shows you how much right there he wants it. Like,
Can I ask y'all a question? Because I've been saying this all season, and I still feel the same way. Nothing has changed my thought process. How do you think Jalen can progress with our current quarterbacks coach?
read the field better. Like just read the field better.
But again, someone got to be showing him this. It's not like he's gonna pick this up on his own.
I mean,
no, I think
true,
he's
but
Then
gonna
he
like
get
has,
with a
it's
QB
it's
guru this
sometimes his
offseason.
fault that he's not scanning the field a little more. Like you have guys open, like Quez Watkins, he's streaking down the field sometimes. Jalen Hurts, he has to see that. Like the one time he saw that this season, he had a 6-yard bomb to Quez Watkins in that Panthers game. You have to scan the field more. His vision is not that good. So like that's something that they should be teaching him. And that's something that they don't teach him right now. Like
Yeah,
scan the
yeah,
field.
but Slay, that's what the offensive QB guru does in the offseason. If you truly are honest about it, that's what they pay these coaches for, to come out in the offseason to work them out, where they make their big strides during the offseason. And that's what I'm saying. You're not going to truly know what Jalen's going to be until next year. If this kid comes out and he continues to be the Jalen Hurts of this year, then his work ethic well, not his work ethic, but he's not going to end up panning out to probably be what we all expect and want him to be. Okay. But if he comes out and he starts tossing the ball around like Wentz did and he makes those strides, then everybody's going to be satisfied with it. But you're not going to know until next year. I mean, that's just how it's going to be, because that's where he's going to make his strides through off-season progression.
I sincerely hope that the Eagles, whoever needs to have this number, is contacting Jordan Palmer right now and setting this up for Jalen in the offseason.
Right?
Because Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Jordan Palmer is that guy. He's that guru. He's the guy who took Josh Allen from being 10 attempts with 52 yards per game to what he is now. He's constantly working with him every offseason, and every offseason you see Josh Allen progress. I'm hoping that Jalen's open to the idea and someone's smart enough to get him with Jordan Palmer.
Well, and not just that, dude, but listen, does the eye of Peyton. I mean, listen, to be backed by Peyton Manning, that takes something, because he doesn't always do that. So who knows? Maybe he gets Peyton Manning's help in the offseason. I have no idea how this is going to work out, but people have to realize that too. I mean, Peyton Manning sees something in this kid. He don't say that all the time, and what's the odds he says it about the Eagles? But he said it, so that means something to me too.
I mean, I wish Brady was here or something, like in his late end career, which won't happen, of course, because Brady's gonna retire with Tampa probably. But like, I wish Brady was here to like at least teach Jalen Hurts how to scan the field better. Like, read the field more. Like, yeah.
Well, that will come, Slay. That comes.
I like
I
read
mean,
the
think about it.
field.
How many defensive plays are in one scheme? Would you say
I don't know.
just
Like,
one scheme?
Say that one more
Because
time,
there's
AK.
I said how many defensive plays are in one scheme, and there's multiple schemes, and they have multiple scheme or multiple plays for one scheme. You know what I'm saying?
like at least 100. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
that's a tough question.
I don't
There's
know.
a
Like,
lot though, right?
yeah.
It's basically
Okay.
3 basic levels. Like,
Well, and that's what I'm saying. So
I mean, the most
you
basic
gotta-
ones is man to man, cover 3, cover 4, and
yeah.
cover 2.
4
But there's
3 defense.
multiple.
You have
What
those
I'm
3
saying
3
though
5
is there's
personnel.
multiple looks to those variants.
Yeah, you
correct?
can switch it up however you
Exactly.
feel need
You
to.
have 3 4 defense, 5 2 defense, 4 4 3 3 5 46 defense. That's what we ran with Buddy Ryan.
Exactly. So that's what I'm talking about. So imagine he's looking at us one play like 8 different times in 8 different forms. You got to study that. You got to learn that. In the end, that's a lot of fucking defensive styles and different looks and plays because each defense runs a different one. So he has to memorize all this shit. You know, it's gonna like Drew Brees said in that one presser he had. It took him 3 years to figure it all out. Now Jalen
Right.
is smart, and if we give him, his time that he needs, I'm pretty sure he'll figure it out. But that progression you talk about, Slay, that reading people open and throwing people open, that all comes in time. That all comes with progression and the work he puts in the offseason. And we saw this, so not shy of doing that. He will work his ass off.
What I
And to
would
be
like to
honest, the
see the
fact that he
Eagles
had
do.
to transfer, that kind of stunted his growth. Because at Alabama, you're seeing an NFL defense week in and week out. But when he went to Oklahoma, you're not really seeing that same thing. You're not going to see that. You got more spread offenses, especially what he was running. You're not going to be doing the same things you would in the NFL. So I think by him transferring out, that kind of stunted his growth a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
They
personally,
made in Oklahoma, they basically simplified the offense for him.
Yeah.
you have
They
to
run the
get
spread
a
out there, don't they?
possession receiver.
It was spread, but it was basically one read and go. He was
Yeah.
either throwing it to Charleston Rambo or he was throwing it to CD Lamb.
We all know
Well,
that's
If they
different.
wasn't open, he was taking off.
Well, and see, that's the question you got to ask too, man, is how many of these coaches truly even cared to take the time and sit and try and develop him as a pocket passer when they knew how dynamic he was with his legs? You know,
But
you
no
don't know
college
if
coach is trying to
somebody
develop
actually
anybody.
truly took the time to try and develop him. This is something to figure out. You
They
know what I'm
just tried
saying?
to use his athleticism, basically.
Yep.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So if no one's truly actually sat Jalen Hurts down and tried to physically teach him
I'm
how to
pretty
read
sure Nick
defense,
Saban did though, bro.
Now,
I don't
who
know.
was the offensive
Eric,
coordinator at that
no
time?
idea. If he's that
What
dynamic with
at
his legs,
Was
Alabama
that
with
Lane
them?
Kiffin? Was Lane Kiffin their OC at the time when they had Jalen?
I have
I
no
don't
idea.
think I think Lane came the year after that.
It wasn't. Wait, I thought Lane was trying to recruit Jalen.
It could have. I'm not even sure. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But
But the reason why I pointed out is because a lot of time with Lane Kiffin, like we said, like he ran that spread offense, but then he tries to put variance in it. Sometimes he overloads his quarterbacks, or sometimes he simplifies it to the point because we all know how he is with the Raiders. He simplifies it to the point where it's just like you said, cut and paste, one read, throw, run. That's it. Like I said, I think a lot of the transfer portal by him moving out, him not being able to stay in Alabama and play against those top defenses, that just stunted his growth. And you got to look at it this way too. How great of a player is he? I'm not trying to say that he's had a lot of disadvantages, but it's he's coming into the NFL now to learn that stuff. Where guys have known that for forever, and he's still playing at a good. He's still performing well out there.
I mean,
You know what?
personally, I
I'm
think
not.
we should get a
go
possession
ahead.
receiver for Jalen Hurts. But go ahead, AK.
No, go for it, buddy.
No, I was gonna say, the Eagles. I think what we should do, like offensively, for like the offensive side, is we have to get a possession receiver. Like we really need a possession receiver, and Devontae Smith might be a possession receiver here and there, but like he's not like that natural 50-50 guy where like every single play you're just gonna go possession with him. You have to get like a taller receiver that's at least 6'3", and our best Like our tallest guy is JJ Arcega-Whiteside, and he's never on the field. So we need an actual possession receiver, like a legitimate possession receiver, like a guy in the draft or in the offseason for like free agency.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, man. I don't, you got next year with him, and then because that's it, so you'll have to figure out pretty much if you pay him or not that year. Okay, now you can franchise tag him if you go that route too, but you got to see him next year, man, because there is leaps and bounds that can be taken here. I mean, I get it, but I don't blame him for transferring out of Alabama, man, because he's trying to get drafted, and if he was not going to start
Nah, he
behind,
had his
Tua, he
best
had to do
season
what
of
he
his
had to do.
college career once he left.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't blame the kid for doing that because he was trying to have a future, so he had to do what he had to do. I'm not going to knock his boots for that one, all right, but all I know is that we're barely paying this kid. We can take advantage of it. Let's take advantage of it. And if he pans out, what's there to lose? Dynamic in many ways. He's probably not going to be that deep passer that we all want. But you know what? If he can get his game to the point where his short and mid range is fucking phenomenal, you don't need a deep game.
You're going to have to go deep, though, eventually.
Yeah,
Well,
let me bring
sometimes
something
you
up.
will, but he's not going to go deep all the time, but he'll take them when he has to.
Can I bring up a scenario to y'all?
It's good, ready?
I don't know if you heard what happened today, but Matt Corral got hurt. Yeah, he had a serious injury.
Yeah.
So we already know that's going to affect his draft stock. And we all know how our general manager likes to get a bargain, especially at the quarterback position.
No.
You think if that kid drops down to the 4th or 5th round, you think he takes a flyer on him?
I hope not. Well, I mean, look, if this is in the 4th round, that's fine. I mean, the 4th, 5th round, 5th round, I'm cool with that. But don't try to Sidney Jones that dude and take him high coming off an injury.
Who?
Because I feel like Sidney would have been there in the 3rd round. Wasn't nobody looking at him because he just tore his ACL.
Who are you talking about, Vic?
Matt Corral.
Talk about Matt Corral from
he got
Ole Miss.
injured today. I just saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nah, but
if
the
the
only
injury
quarterback
seems pretty serious. Hopefully it's not, but if it's something that takes him out the top 3 rounds and he's still there in the 4th or 5th, do you think it would be? Would you think Howie Roseman would take a flyer on him? Would he take a chance on him?
He's not falling that far. He's not falling that far.
Spencer Rattler transferred out. I think he's South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, he went to South Carolina. But the only quarterback I would not mind, and Bleeding Green said it in the chat as well, is Kenny Pickett. That dude fits our system. He really fits our system. I've seen most of his highlights and some of his film. He really does fit our system.
Only thing about Pickett is he's gonna be 25 years old when he get drafted.
Yeah,
but it's not that old.
It's not that old, but that's a little late to be. That's a little late. It kind of. It's not. He's not as old as the. What's the guy that Browns drafted?
That's Brandon Weeden.
Brandon Weeden. He's not as old as him, but that's kind of old in football years.
Carolina did the same thing with Chris Winkie, 28 years old.
Yeah, he will be 24, not 25.
He's 24 now, right?
No, he's 23.
He's 23. I thought he was 24. Oh, already ain't cool. Ain't good then.
He has
only a year
one hell of an arm. He gives me Derek Carr vibes. And I don't know. The way he slings the ball, the way he just sits back in the pocket, just takes time, goes through his progressions. Sometimes he makes mistakes here and there, but he has just one hell of an arm. Dude has a rocket cannon, man. I saw him.
Tell me this though, yo. In all honesty, and don't just be a homer. Jalen Hurts contract coming up. Y'all paying this dude big money? Or what?
No.
Based off just one season?
No, I don't think he would expect big money anyway. In fact, if that's the case, if you get this guy at a bargain fucking deal, take it. Use it. Especially if you feel he's progressed next year. at the end of the year and you look back and you're like, wow, he actually is even better than what he was the year prior, then you make that deal for whatever it may be. I mean, what realistically would you think he would take? 15?
Well, you don't
15
technically have to
million?
pay him for another 4 years.
No, no,
Huh?
no. He's a second rounder. You don't.
He a second rounder. He only get 4 years.
Yeah.
But you can franchise him.
You gonna franchise
That's what I'm
tag him?
saying. You can
No, but
franchise
I'm
tag.
just saying. There's a possibility you got him for 4 years. That's what I'm saying. Don't
Oh, okay.
necessarily have to sign him
Like
out of
after year 3, you can franchise tag him. Like then year 4, you can just like think about paying him all that damn money. You can
But
see
the point
like
is that
year
you're only
4.
paying him like $800K, if that.
Yeah,
It's chump change, man. You can build a really good fucking team around this kid. Kind of like that's what Wentz gave us when Wentz was on his rookie deal. He gave us money. That's how you got Alshon. That's how you got all these guys to win the Super Bowl. If you keep Hurts and you keep his cheap ass contract, you can build a team around this kid. And I feel that's the direction we need to go again. But also, we need to do it in the draft as well. We got to stop relying on other people's old talent and start developing our own.
Now, just remember this: once you do build a team around him, there's going to come a time where you have to pay him. So you're going to have to lose some of that team you just built.
Right.
Oh, exactly. But if he proves that he's not the one, then you just plug and play, grab a new rookie down the road or whoever else you feel is that guy at that moment, at that time, and then hope to God you start winning games because he's the right one.
well, if he doesn't do good after like let's say after
Get
this
some more
season, right? 2023, right? We go into 2022, September of 2022. That's the 2022 year for the Eagles. If he doesn't do good next year, do we like get rid of him and get a quarterback in 2023? Because there's two quarterbacks that I
Yes.
would
It would
Yes.
depend on how bad next year would be. If it's a
It's
Well,
horrible
really
that
good.
is
season,
true.
yeah.
It's good.
But if it's to the point where you don't know, they're going to give him an extra year.
It's good. It's a good draft next year. It's Caleb Williams and Bryce Young. Those two quarterbacks are really fucking good. Like those quarterbacks are going to be set in
But
stone.
like he said though, Slay, it all depends on how bad it's bad. I mean, if it's bad, like as bad as you can think, then yes, hell yes, you take that. You take it. I mean, I get it, but at that point, you're also at the end of your rookie deal with them too. You can just let him walk. You know what I'm saying? But if he comes out next year and he does really fucking good, then you either franchise tag him to hold off another year, or you just give
Thank
him
you
that
for
extension
including her.
and hopefully, well, I don't know how cheap you get him if next year.
Well,
I mean,
with quarterbacks,
realistic.
it's not like you can really get them cheap because it goes by the market. So whoever's
Yeah.
paid highest, you gotta up it. Quarterbacks are different. You can't just lowball them unless Jalen goes
No,
for
but
something
that's what
that's
I'm
crazy. But
saying
again, then
though.
the NFLPA gets involved.
Bro,
If,
it's even if that's what Jalen want, his agent not letting him take no bullshit contract.
Yeah,
Oh,
because who was it that tried to do that deal? It was like a super. I think it was Kaepernick. He tried to do like a super team friendly deal, and then the PA got involved, and they switched it up. Remember, Kaepernick took his deal and like spread it out 10 years, super team friendly, and they still screwed him over. So I don't see any quarterback doing it again.
Mm-mm. I mean, these quarterbacks in the NFL, they know they worth, or they think they know they worth, and it's going to be way more than the team offer. So, if we could put some shit together, like within next year coming up, and we could like get something great, even a Super Bowl out of that, I'll be cool with that because you got to pay this dude at the next year.
but
So,
one of the quarterbacks they just mentioned in the chat, CJ Stroud, he had like nearly 600 yards today for Ohio State. That quarterback is coming out next year.
CJ Stroud.
Dude is a baller. Like,
I mean, I seen him against Michigan. He looked good against Michigan too. He really could sling the rock though.
What
He-
happened to Aiden Hutchinson? Where'd he go?
Yo,
hey,
they got
He
bombed
was
on yesterday,
non-existent.
yo.
nothing is wrong with Hutchinson, bro. I'm gonna stand
Only
by
the
that.
fact that he got manhandled today. That's all.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with him. They was just picking his ass up.
I don't know about that. They were running in the middle and not trying to go to his side. like they weren't trying to like run to his side at all. Like
I
they,
seen him go to his side a couple times. He ain't make no play.
I'm sorry, but they didn't run to that man's side like at all. Well, sometimes they did, but he kind of made some plays yesterday. It's not
I
like
mean, good defensive ends, they chase the rock down from the backside, middle, anything. So it's like that's just like you trying to run away from Julius Peppers. It's not gonna happen. Like he chasing that ball down from the backside. That's why I still say Chase Young is not as good as everybody be talking about because in the run game, he really like a non-factor. All he is a pass rushing athlete.
Well, hey,
So
man,
it's like
I appreciate you in this conversation, but I do gotta head out. I gotta go to bed, man.
all right, we about to end this now, then, man. We about to end this now.
Okay.
I appreciate.
Well, I don't want to ruin what you got going here. You know.
No, it's cool, man. You know, we doing this every week. I'm pretty sure Big Play and Vic could pull up again. But I'm about to end this. I'm about to end this too because my girl over there getting frustrated.
Remember, I'm always the closer.
All right, but yeah, man, you already know this spot me and AK started this a while back. I mean, we had to cut it a little short, but we back now. We gonna try to do this every either Friday or Saturday, whenever. I mean, we're gonna link up and see when we got time to do it. But I mean, this live from the cave right here with One Tree Rock and AK, man. Let everybody know where they can find y'all at, man. We're gonna start with Vic. Go ahead. Let them know where they can find you at, Vic.
Hey, yo, it's Victory. You know, you find me in the chats. You see me always supporting great content. Check me out tomorrow from 12. What is it? 12:55. We're gonna do the live play-by-play East meets West. Then we're gonna follow that up with the post game. Also a East meets West triple channel live. So come through. And as always, man, like and support all the fellas right here. Don't worry about me. Get the guys around me.
Go ahead, Big Play.
Yeah, Big Play Slay on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. That's where you can go find me. This is a regular dude on this, platform. Support great content, great channels. Y'all got great channels. Thank you for having me on today. One Trey Rock. Great stream, man.
You already, man. Go ahead, AK.
I am AK Eagles. I still stand by the shit I just said until the end. I am AK.
Brady better. Brady
I
better.
am AK Eagles from the Eagles Uncensored podcast. I may fuss and cuss, but you can count on me and my content like the fucking city bus. And if you like the Wagyu, subscribe to. Appreciate you, man. Love doing this. Glad we're back. Look for many more memories.
Brady's better. No, I'm playing.
Y'all already know where y'all can find me at, man. It's your boy One Trey Rock. Y'all can find me in the cave. 1/2 of Birds on the Line. 1/4 of Birds of Broad Street. And but yeah, come back every week, y'all. We doing this every week. Come back every Friday, Saturday. It'll be up there, man. It don't even matter. I appreciate everybody for coming on today. I appreciate everybody in the comments. I was watching y'all comments and stuff. Y'all going at it. I was cracking up. I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah. But yeah, this is a little good segment, man. We're gonna keep this going, man. But it's your boy One Tree Rock. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.
Eagles fly.
Cowboys suck.
Get that win tomorrow.
Yes, sir.